Now, if I didn't know any better, I'd say that you're looking at running for president again.
Do it. Do it. Look at me. Do it. I will personally write you a campaign check now on behalf of this country, which does not want you to be president, but which badly wants you to run.
I am officially running for President of the United States, and we are going to make our country great again.
There's not going to be a President Donald Trump.
I think that man will be president of the United States right about the time that spaceships come down filled with dinosaurs and red cake.
Donald Trump has been saying that he will run for president as a Republican, which is surprising since I just assumed he was running as a joke.
Donald Trump will not become president.
I continue to believe Mr. Trump will not be president.
Donald Trump will never, ever be president.
Moderator, but apparently believes that Donald Trump is a clown.
President Obama will go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of the United States! Exclamation point at real Donald Trump. Well, at real Donald Trump, at least I will go down as a president.
You're never going to be president of the United States by insulting your way to the
Let's see, I'm at 42 and you're at...
We have a key race alert right now. Donald Trump now has reached the number of delegates needed to clinch the Republican presidential nomination.
So, right now, Mr. Trump, to answer your call for political honesty, I just want to say, you're not going to be president, all right? It's been fun. It's been great. I love you. But come on, buddy.
Donald Trump, while we project, will win in Kentucky with its 8 electoral votes, in Indiana with its 11 electoral votes, West Virginia, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, South Carolina, Alabama, Kansas with its 6 electoral votes, Nebraska with its 5 electoral votes, and Wyoming with its 3 electoral votes, North Dakota with its 3 electoral votes, and South Dakota, Texas, Arkansas, Louisiana, the state of Montana, Missouri, Ohio, Idaho, North Carolina.
I, Donald John Trump, do solemnly swear.
Do solemnly swear.
Together, we will make America great again.
Hello, everyone. Welcome into CobraCast 199. I am your host, Jeremy D-Day Cobra, and I'm happy to see all of you here tonight. Holy crap, this chat is crazy already. And I know I kind of sound like a broken record because this chat's always crazy, but you guys are lit tonight. I mean, the party got started before I even decided to show up. That's what I'm talking about right there. Holy crap. We got Hayden Wayne in the house. We got Valkyria Winter in the house. We got Dougie B in the house. Brockatron, Kevin Cron. Who else is here? Probably not a lizard person is in the chat. Homelander is here, says 199 for life. We got Homelander in the chat. Josiah Robinson, Vane Games. Holy crap. Wow. Jessica's here. Jonah Hex is here. The political nerd. Backcoat in the house. Backcoat is mad over me saying that Jeremy Osteen is cringe. Jeremy Osteen can be as cringe as he wants. If the super chats are flying at the level that they are tonight, Jeremy Osteen might make multiple appearances tonight. Why men for the chat getting the party started already. Holy crap. Man, but yes, we obviously have a lot to talk about. It's been a pretty depressing weekend. And maybe from a different perspective I will take. But overall, I think it's just been a depressing situation. We found out that this was happening, what was it, late Friday night, I believe? Or maybe it was Thursday night into Friday. I'm not sure. I think it was Thursday night into Friday. And it's been a rough weekend for a lot. I hear you back, Goat. I know, brother. It's been wild, and I'm not gonna there might be people that will sit here and whether they understand it or they don't understand it, maybe they'll do a deep dive into it and talk to their audience about it. I'm here to tell you that I am not versed on the Israel Palestine situation. It's not something that I'm very versed on, and I'm not going to pretend that I understand the ins and outs of this conflict. I don't. What I do understand is that when President Trump was here in office, we were working out historic peace deals. And now that President Trump is not here, the world is facing World War III. We have a complete and total disaster running the White House right now, and it's just unbelievable. Let's see. Tanner says Jeremy doesn't understand anything because of what Daddy Trump tells him to believe. Well, Tanner, we know you're a dumb motherfucker. We understand that. But Trump is pro-Israel, okay? So if that was the case, what your dumbass just said, I would just be talking how pro-Israel I am. And while Trump is saying that, just because he's saying that doesn't mean that I'm going to repeat that. I don't really understand the dynamics. So no, I'm not just going to repeat that. I know that's what you believe because you don't have a working brain, which totally makes sense to me. But the reality of the situation is I don't understand the conflict, and I'm not going to pretend that I do. So, and now we have this guy. See, this is what drives me crazy right here. Somebody's in my chat that says, "Are you not pro-Israel?" I'm pro people not getting into a fucking war and dying. And I'm not going to be told that I have to pick a side by some motherfucker on the internet when I'm clearly telling you that I do not understand this situation. And this is something that goes way beyond today or yesterday or last week or last year or under the Trump administration. So I'm not going to sit here and be forced into picking the side that you want me to pick. I'm telling you that as an American, as a person with common sense, President Trump was focused on keeping us out of conflict, while Biden is getting us further into conflict. And 6 months ago, I predicted that the Biden administration would simply get us into war, and that would be their new COVID. That was my prediction 6 months ago. That was my prediction. I said the new COVID is going to be war. That is going to be the distraction. Okay? That's going to be the distraction. Now, obviously, because I'm a big-time Trump supporter, and Trump is saying he's pro-Israel, and I'm looking at a lot of the imagery, I'm going to support whatever President Trump is doing, generally speaking. It doesn't mean I'm going to have to agree with everything he does, but he was president for 4 years, and we saw historic peace deals being brokered. In a region where people have been fighting. There's a great video by PragerU kind of breaking this situation down in its most simplistic form, which I saw a long time ago. I can play that here if you want me to. But I'm more concerned with the warmongers, and those are the people, like, I have seen, like, all the imagery, and dude, on Twitter, there's been a lot of fake stuff out there. There's been a lot of repurposed footage from, a long time ago that's being utilized as this is happening today. There's also terrible stuff that we're seeing that is actually happening over there. But man, I'm seeing people like Jordan B. Peterson's just absolutely cheering like this is a football game. You know what I mean? And I'm like, dude, man, like, I don't care what side you're on. When you're seeing dead kids on video, it's really not a good sight. It's really not a good sight at all. And I didn't see that when Trump was president. I didn't see any of that. I saw America being respected. I saw Trump holding our allies accountable by not ripping us off. I saw a lot of that when Trump was in office. And all you need to do is look at things objectively to see how bad things have gotten. And it's really disgusting, man. I mean, the cheering or the taking of sides. Again, I'm not anti-war. I'm anti-warmongers. You know, unfortunately, the unfortunate reality of where we are is that, yes, war does happen at times, but it can be avoided in a lot of circumstances. And Trump proved that. To me, at this point in time, in my opinion, if powerful politicians want to keep us out of war, they can. I believe at this point in time, I'm not talking about years and years ago, I'm not talking about decades ago or hundreds of years ago, I'm talking about right now. At this point in time, war only happens because greedy politicians want us to be involved in conflict. Trump proved that you can avoid conflict by de-escalating the situation and negotiating, which is his gift. Trump showed us that point blank. And we're going back to like George W. Bush, someone I truly despise, which made me despise the Republican Party, and everything that happened with the Iraq War and the weapons of mass destruction and all of that. You know, the only people that truly appreciate war are the people that can profit from it. And those are the, you know, evil politicians and the people that are funneling the money from behind the scenes. That's it. That's it. You know, and now we're at a point now where we've got our fucking military people with the United States military under the Biden administration talking about their pronouns and talking about their sex life, you know, and twerking in military uniforms. That's the Biden administration right there. It's falling apart. America has no respect around this country, or I'm sorry, around this world. Nobody respects America. Hell, most of us don't respect Biden's America at this point in time because it doesn't resemble what America has always been. It's unbelievable. And I know we got a lot of super chats, and let me go ahead and get to some of these because you guys have been really, really amazing tonight. So thank you. Alan Tanassi says, knock, knock, who's there? The 199 scanned in early. That's right. Alan Tanassi also says for 20, what more gross than a rotten Halloween pumpkin in November? A blumpkin. Don't look that up if you don't want to know what that is. I'm almost too scared. Let's see. Hayden Wayne for 250s and then a third 50. What the heck, Hayden Wayne? Give me just a minute. I got to pull up the spreadsheet here because sometimes in the beginning, YouTube doesn't like to save some of these when the stream starts, but that's okay because that's why we've got Jed here in the house to take care of all of that. Hayden Wayne for 250s, two-parter. I've got thoughts about things. Israel makes it into the news because of the horrors caused by Hamas. And now all of the anti-Israel people are showing up everywhere talking about it. Quote, in 1908, it was made convenient, just leaving out 3,000 years of history. Come on. The far left trying to trans the kids are in full support of Hamas. You're telling me they're wrong on every single other issue, but on this one, they chose right? Yeah, Hamas totally isn't part of the group who inspired the Crusades to happen. And then Hayden also says, for another 50, says, I'm with Trump. Just stop the violence. I love this chat. I love this fellowship as a whole. We can agree or disagree, but we all know that these are our people. Hail to each and every one of you. Also, hi, Jeremy. Good to see you. Thank you, Hayden. I appreciate that, brother. And yes, I mean, like that's all, like at the end of the day, that's all that it comes back to is just like, I hate the sight of war. I hate the thought of it. And it is a very scary situation because of the person and the administration that's leading our country right now. That's the most terrifying aspect of it. I didn't fear this when Trump was in office because Trump made it clear that you're not going to mess with the United States of America. He made that clear on many of occasions. And clearly the world responded and fell in line. Valkyria Winter dropping a $199, a proper $199, $199. Beard of Shame, me, Skull. Damn, Valkyria Winter with a $199, a proper $199. Good Lord. Why would we beard of shame you, Valkyria Winter, for all of that support? Man. Dougie B for 50. Hey, look, it's CobraCast. Will Jay be on tonight? I mean, he should be. 199. You know, I heard through the grapevine that you're going to be seeing a lot more of Jay on G&G. A lot more. That's all I can tell you for right now. But Lover of Green says, I want to thank Jeremy and the Snake Pit for helping me quit Reddit for good. That site was a mental asylum. Depressed weirdos who despise Trump, pro-Fauci cult, and out of touch with reality. Hail to Hayden Wayne and the 199. Hell yeah, man. Hey, listen, I mean, I'm not going to tell you that I know a whole lot about, Reddit outside of the fact that Reddit hates my guts, despises me. Shout out to Rumble. We got over 100 people watching on Rumble right now. Thank you guys for supporting over on Rumble. Yeah, Reddit, like, I thought it was just a me thing at first where Reddit hated my guts so much, but then I found out, like, oh, wait, no, they hate pretty much anyone that isn't a far left lunatic. So I'm glad that, you're not on there anymore. You got to get away from that stuff, man. Reddit's a shit show for sure. But honestly, so is Twitter right now. It really is. And I even said this right here. I put this on Twitter. I was like, being on Twitter is legitimately depressing right now. Seeing dead kids from war isn't good for anyone's mental health. Fuck war. That's my hardline stance on the whole thing right there. It's just, I have seen a lot of disgusting videos on, on Twitter today and in the last few days, and it's just hard to watch, man. It really is. I mean, it's one thing for radical terrorists, to be dealt with, but when you just see just children laying in their father's arms, it's horrible, man. It is rough to watch. Dom, by the way, Dom followed me today. So right there, look at that. My boy Dom followed me. That is awesome. So, but I quote tweeted him because he said a vote for Biden is a vote for war. The world is watching. So I retweeted him. I said, if you're not voting for Trump, you're voting for war. End of discussion. And I played this clip from CNN, which is in its most simplistic form. This is what it all comes down to right here. This is what it comes down to.
Excuse me, let me just follow up. Can you say if you want Ukraine or Russia to win this war?
I want everybody to stop dying. They're dying. Russians and Ukrainians. I want them to stop dying. And I'll have that done. I'll have that done in 24 hours. I'll have it done. You need the power of the presidency to. Excuse me. Let me just.
I mean, it's such a simple answer. You know what I mean? It's such a simple answer. And yet here we are, and I just can't believe it. And by the way, check this out right here. Check this out right here. Maze does great work over on Twitter. Check this compilation out right here.
Well, we're on the brink of World War III because Donald Trump took the worst possible option given to him in a slideshow.
In this country, we have begun to overestimate the dangers of impeachment and underestimate the dangers of a deranged president retaining control over a nuclear hyperpower.
We cannot wait around while Donald Trump is in control of the nuclear weapon.
Your objection to potentially going into World War III cannot be procedural.
The biggest danger of the Trump presidency is that we are always.
Just to be clear, that this was when Trump was in office. This was them basically saying that Trump was going to get us into World War III.
Just a Trump whim away from nuclear war.
They say it's World War III, but I'm looking out my window. It's very quiet in those smoking craters out there.
Has to be told that it's his job to avoid World War III.
One Democratic congressman sent me a note this evening and say this president wants this war.
A future administration needs to find a way to put an end to the forever wars.
We're in new normal, and the new normal is forever war.
But there's a big difference between ending the forever wars, which he wants to do responsibly, and what seems to be President Trump's rather itchy Twitter finger.
The objective needs to be
to end the forever wars.
If Congress does not want to go to war, now is the time to start putting restraints on this president. And again, they've been giving him green lights all the way.
Maybe it's because we're going to take on the military-industrial complex and end endless wars.
Every American needs to wake up to the shenanigans of the military-industrial complex and how much hundreds of billions of dollars are spent only because of short-term profit maximization for military defense contractors as opposed to America's legitimate security needs.
It's long past time we end the forever wars.
All of this, though, risks more of a proxy war than I think we're going to have a stomach for.
And ending our forever wars so that we can better serve our constituents at home.
When it comes to unlimited war, we seem to be able to invent that money very easily. And to me, it belies a lack of moral priorities that people have right now, especially the Republican Party.
Well, and that's why there are elections. They have consequences.
It's just truly astonishing. The projection is off the charts. And that's the thing that makes me so sad about all of this. I'm legitimately bothered by all of this. I want to show you guys a tweet, but I've got to be careful when I pull this tweet up. So give me just a minute. But this kind of really captures how I feel right now. I got to be careful though, because I'm not going to show you the right here. So this was a picture of a Palestinian father carrying his daughter. It's a video, I think, killed by an IOF. And I saw Andrew Tate's tweet about it, and it's like, yeah, it's really bad. But not his tweet. Like his tweet it makes sense right here, but right there. The sadness is madness, and I am genuinely crying. And I'm not going to show the clip of it, but it's awful. And you see the team sports element. There's some guy saying he stands with Palestine. You got somebody else that'll say they stand with Israel. And it's like, how about just stand with Trump? And none of this would be happening right now. Would there be conflict? Of course there would. There would be issues, you know what I mean? But it's crazy, man. It really is. And I can't help but to be depressed because of the leadership in this country. The leadership in this country is so out of touch with reality that it's hard to process it. Right here, though, this is the guy that should be leading our country right now. And could you imagine where he put America after 8 years of Obama? Could you imagine where he would have America right here in this moment in time? But I'm going to give you a twist on all of this here in just a minute, but let's just listen to what the great President Trump has to say.
Very serious. We are in very, very grave danger of having a World War III, and this will be a war. This will be a war of obliteration. This will not be a war with, I say, army tanks going back and forth shooting at each other. This is the real deal, and we have a man that he can't even walk off a stage. He walks off a stage. He finishes his speech. He looks, oh, well, he can't find. He has no idea. You know, there's always a stair there, a stair here. You could even walk off the front, jump or something, do something. He usually walks to the back into a wall. Yeah, there's a wall there. He walks right into a wall. Can't walk off the stage, can't put two sentences together, and yet he's negotiating with President Xi of China, who, when I say he's very smart, the press, look at, that's a lot of press back there. That's a lot. So for him to negotiate with President Xi of China is like my high school football team playing the, let's see, what's a good team nowadays? Philadelphia's good. You know, they change a little bit. I used to say New England. I used to say the Patriots. I'd love to be able to say the Patriots. He's a great guy, great coach, but they're having a little hard time. But what's going on with the Patriots, huh? But he's a great coach, and he'll figure it out somehow. He's going to figure it out. But that was not a good game last night.
And, you know, Trump is on point. And not only that, because, oh, man, there's a lot of, man, Trump was so ahead of the curve.
Right, serious.
As he always is. But before I show you that, I've got to show you what might be the best tweet to sum all of this up right here. And it was by the legend, the Salty Cracker. And he says right here, Biden administration was too busy monitoring Trump supporters and parents at PTA meetings to catch actual terrorists planning all of this. They're more worried about MAGA, and they're more worried about monitoring people like all of you in the chat than focusing on all of this stuff going on around the world. That is a perfect tweet from Salty Cracker. A perfect tweet. And it makes so much sense. Hayden Wayne dropping another 50. Levistro dropping a 50. I will get to all of those momentarily. I appreciate you guys. You guys are incredible. Tucker Carlson uploaded a video. I have not watched it yet. I think we're going to watch it all together here. But let me see right here. Okay, so we got a few things. We got a few things that I want to show you. So first and foremost, is it in the DMs, guys? I think it was in the DMs right here. Okay, so right here.
To the Iranian dictatorship.
If I can pause this. Okay, so right here. I can't, for some reason, full screen this video. Hailstorm is not letting me full screen that video for some reason. I'll play Dom's video. I'll play Dom's video. So right here, this was on August 17th of 2023. August 17th. I want everyone. God dang it, my camera died. Hang on, give me just a minute. Hang on, I'll fix it. Give me just a second. Give me just a second. I'm going to play this clip for you while we're waiting for me to fix my camera.
Crooked Joe Biden just agreed to pay a $6 billion ransom to the Iranian dictatorship in exchange for hostages. This is yet another Biden surrender and a further blistering humiliation of the United States of America to the world stage. But even worse, this decision will be extremely deadly. Biden is giving $6 billion to the world's leading state sponsor of terrorism. Just as when Obama sent the Iranian regime pallets of cash for hostages in the dark of night, remember? Plane loads of cash. Biden's ransom payment will be immediately used to stoke violence, bloodshed, and mayhem throughout the Middle East and all around the world, costing countless innocent lives. It's also guaranteed that the fanatical Iranian regime will use this money to advance their nuclear weapons program, putting Israel, the United States, and the entire world in very grave peril.
Zazzy says, thank God someone is saying this at Hayden75. I love this community and the messages you post are just bang on target. It's refreshing to hear clear, rational points. Shout out to Hayden.
They're reportedly just weeks away from a nuclear bomb, something which would have never happened under the Trump administration. Tragically, Biden's ransom payments also make it dramatically more likely that even more Americans will be held captive in the future, because Biden has shown that he will pay gargantuan sums of money, meaning the kidnappers turn a massive profit. They're making money hand over fist. In other words, Biden has put a bounty on the head of every American citizen abroad. Under my leadership, we brought home more than 50 hostages.
Yeah, I know Dom put on some, I think it's Game of Thrones, but the original clip, I couldn't play it because it wouldn't full screen for me. So we're here with this.
From all over the world, and we never paid ransom money to do it, not at all. We did it with diplomacy, and we did it through strength.
Ricky Prob gonna miss says, so he says it. Thus, it's true. Did any of you fact check anything? Well, Ricky Prob gonna miss. Looks like you missed again, because literally everything that Trump was predicting happened everything that he predicted would happen has happened. Holy shit. Listen to the beginning.
Crooked Joe Biden just agreed to pay a $6 billion ransom to the Iranian dictatorship in exchange for hostages. This is yet another Biden surrender and a further blistering humiliation of the United States of America.
Everything that he predicted has come true. So yeah, you kind of missed again. So at least you're living up to your name, okay? Holy shit.
To the world stage. But even worse, this decision will be extremely deadly. Biden is giving $6 billion to the world.
So I need to stop that before I get copyright hit on that one. But yeah, Ricky, you're probably going to miss. Yes, that's a very accurate statement right there for sure. But yeah, man, like Trump is always ahead of the curve on all of this stuff. And this one right here, very on point again. The same people that raided Israel are pouring into our once beautiful USA through our totally open southern border at record numbers. Are they planning an attack within our country? Crooked Joe Biden and his boss, Barack Hussein Obama, did this to us. So Trump is basically calling it like pretty much everybody's already seen that this country's not being ran by Joe Biden. It ain't. Nope. Nobody actually believes that, by the way. This country is not being run by Joe Biden. It's not. I think that Obama and some other people, I think there's people that are heavily involved and we don't even know their names. And that's the level that they're at. And it's very, very terrifying. It really, really is. Let me catch up on some of these super chats really quickly. You guys, man. Lavistro for 50. Congress hasn't declared war since World War II per Constitution. We have conflicts because they passed war powers and an AUMF. Easy to blame a president and keep your office. All wars since were UN interest. Middle East conflict is UN, United Nations. Yeah, I mean, I guess I just look at things like in a very kind of common sense way. I mean, and, you know, Donald Trump's true gift and he has many gifts, but his true gift is negotiation. Like, it really is it. And that's what it takes as a true negotiator, because you're dealing with people that are looking to get a good deal on, you know, multiple sides of a situation. And he showed that he utilized his true gift to keep us, not only he keep us out of conflict, like he created like historic peace deals, historic situations that no one thought was imaginable. And guess who didn't cover it? The mainstream media, because they are complicit in all of this. Hayden Wayne. Hey, what's up?
You're showing your super chat screen there.
Oh, Webba? Oh, well, okay. I didn't even know that, but I can read that. Okay, I didn't. I knew I wasn't showing the chat, so all good. All right, everyone say hello to Eric K.
Hey, everybody. Great to be back here. I missed you all.
I can barely hear you. Let me turn you up. Let me put the chat back on. Let me turn you up. Could you guys hear Eric? I couldn't hear him. Couldn't hear Eric at all. So let's see.
Hey, everybody. I missed you all.
He's very low. Good to be back. Well, we love you, Eric. Can't hear him at all, really. I'll try to bump up his audio a little bit in Discord. But Hayden Wayne for 50 says, sorry, but Israel didn't paraglide troopers in. Massacre tons of people at music festivals, kick in doors of civilians and kidnap and grape. And, you know, I know what you mean by grape them. Israel doesn't launch missiles from civilian hospitals. Hamas did and does all of that on a regular basis. Well, you know, I mean, look, like I said, I mean, when Trump, and I know how, like, what I question is, why was there no intelligence messages that our, you know, country caught on to any of this happening? I mean, you're telling me that no one knew this was happening? It just seems very, very strange that no one knew this was happening. It's just It was a sneak attack out of nowhere. No one knew this was happening. You know what I mean? Like, that's what I don't understand. How did no one know this was happening? And that's what confuses me. And maybe I'm just, again, maybe it's because I don't understand a lot of this conflict, but common sense tells me that intelligence and information, we now, dude, 20, 30 years ago, it seemed like we had a better finger of the pulse of intelligence than we do now, where we have far more communication and we have far more access to people's everyday lives, but our intelligence seems to be worse. Can anybody explain that to me? How is our intelligence worse when every single person has a smartphone? Every single person has some level of communication with them now. How is intelligence worse? Our intelligence agencies are worse, not just I mean, across the world. It doesn't make sense. Let's see. So people say Israel knew it was coming. That's what I'm seeing in the chat. And again, again, this is where it doesn't make a lot of sense to me. And again, I'm not saying that they did or didn't know. I'm just saying that that's what people in the chat, a few people in the chat were saying. But yeah, so where's the United States at if they're such an ally? Like, did our intelligence agencies not have any information on this? Were they not positioned? Like, there's so many questions that I have, and it's a sad, sad situation. What's up, Lost Tales? They got warnings of the attack. They ignored it, says the Lost Tales. I want to hear what Tucker Carlson has to say, because Tucker Carlson has some thoughts on this let's see. We've got the Cloud Crusher says, imagine waking up one morning to find out a loved one went on a birthday vacation just hours after their plane landed. War breaks out. My mom went to Israel the day before the attack. Please pray for a safe return for all. Cloud Crusher, absolutely. So the Cloud Crusher, I want to read this one more time. So imagine waking up one morning to find out a loved one went on a birthday vacation just hours after their plane landed and war breaks out. My mom went to Israel the day before the attack. Please pray for a safe return for all. Absolutely, man. I am nothing but prayers, brother. Nothing but prayers. Is there someone is there someone on YouTube that you guys would recommend that I check out to get an unbiased take on this whole thing? Is there anybody that's got a good breakdown of not things in the past, of things that have happened now? Do you guys have any recommendations for that? And then Hayden Wayne for 50 says Israel could have steamrolled Hamas and taken Gaza at any point. They didn't. They allowed Hamas and Palestine to hold up part of Israel. They allowed Palestinian Hamas to be the fourth largest group in their government. They've never had to. Let's see. So I see Alex Jones. I see Crowder. Here's the thing about Crowder. And I guess to a certain extent, Alex Jones too, because I'll never, obviously, I love Alex Jones. I'll never know as much as Alex Jones knows. My thing is, like, I really can't stand when Alex Jones will give specifics, whereas when Crowder was talking about how this is back when DeSantis first declared, and Crowder's like, I'm not sure who I'm going to support. I'm going to wait to see what the candidates have to say. What the fuck does DeSantis or Trump need to say for Steven Crowder, the #1 conservative voice? What do you need to hear from these two men to help you make up your mind at this point? I felt like that was such a cop-out. And I'm like, are you not paying attention to anything going on at this point in time? Why do you need more information from Trump or DeSantis as someone that follows this news every single day? To me, that's sounded like somebody that says, I'm going to sit back and to see who the front runner becomes, and then I'm going to throw my support behind them. That's what that sounded like to me. And I don't like that shit. Just support who you think needs to be supported and quit playing the fucking game. Alex Jones has legitimate issues with Trump. So I can respect that because he has personal issues with Trump, which I can at least appreciate where he's coming from that perspective. But the whole fence-sitting mentality, like that's what's gotten us so far down this rabbit hole to begin with. And I don't like fence sitters. At this point in the game, you should not be allowed to get away with being a fucking fence sitter. And anyone that's been paying attention to this, to the level of people like Steven Crowder and Tim Pool, you know what the answer is. You're just scared to say it. The answer has always been Trump. It was always going to be Trump. There was never a question about it, but you were worried to say, hey, well, is DeSantis going to get the leg up on Trump? Is he going to get the nomination? You want to sit back and wait to see so you don't throw Trump under the bus in case you can be connected to him. And like, again, I've had more contact with the DeSantis campaign over the past 2 years than I've had with the Trump campaign. I have no connections to the direct connections to the Trump campaign. I have none. I've had plenty with DeSantis. I could have been one of these DeSantis shills. I had all the access. I had all the connections. Bottom line is, Trump was the man. End of discussion. And so fence sitters bother me. Jimmy Dore, I'm not a big fan of Jimmy Dore either in terms of like, from past stuff, but apparently he's pretty based now. I saw that when he was on with, he was on Valuetainment, and I'll watch the chat, and the chat went crazy for Jimmy Dore, and his fan base was ecstatic. And I'm like, maybe I need to take another look at Jimmy Dore because his fan base, man, they were on point, and the authenticity from the fan base. So my takes on it was like, again, I think he's changed his tune on Trump. But when I hear people say like Trump's racist, Trump's sexist, Trump's this, Trump's that, and it's like, dude, what kind of clown do you have to be? But apparently he has evolved that. So I'll own that if he's evolved that. Let's see here. But like at this point, like I don't care to, like, I'm not trying to be friends with other political commentators. I don't give a shit about that. I'm not trying to be friends with any fucking body. I'm just here to give my opinion. I don't need to collab with other people. I'm not looking to be a conservative voice or a political voice or anything. I'm just a guy with a fucking opinion. It doesn't really matter to me. If I get connected with people, then so be it, but it's not going to be because I'm trying to be connected to people. I don't give a shit about being connected to Steven Crowder. I don't give a shit about being connected to Jimmy Dore. I don't give a shit about being connected to Tim Pool. I don't give a damn about all that. One of the, like Dave Rubin, someone else, like I met Dave Rubin at a DeSantis rally like a year ago, and that dude has turned out to just be a complete clown, and it's all over DeSantis. And my hard line in the sand right now is Trump. That's the hill. I'm willing to die on the Trump hill. I just am. And I'm willing to die on the hill of no war and a damn good economy and respect from around the world for America and a strong military, and strong immigration policies. I'm willing to die on that hill all day long. And if other political commentators don't like that, then fuck them. I don't give a damn. I'm not trying to impress some clown that after 4 years of Trump still doesn't know if they should support Trump. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not worried about that. That's just not my game. It's just not. Joe C for $10. War is a racket. The only thing we should fight for is the Constitution, the Bill of Rights, and our families. Everything else is a racket. General Smedley D. Butler, United States Marine Corps, twice awarded the CMH. Thank you, Joe C. Appreciate that. Let's see. Jeremy is for real, not phony like most. I don't know if I'm, like, again, I don't even try to take that stance. It's just like, I'm just a dude, man. And I know Tim's been pulling the whole, I'm just a guy that complains on the internet card lately. No, motherfucker. You're a multimillionaire that shuts your chat down when they fucking ask you tough questions. You don't get to play that fucking card. I'm just a guy that complains on the internet. I'm just a humble man who... No, you're not. You're the dude who shuts your paying fucking chat down because you can't answer a few fucking tough questions from a guy that stuck a dildo up his ass that was on your show. That's who you are. Don't play that I'm a humble guy. No, you're fucking not, and it pisses me off. Swig of water for the working man. Pisses me off. Bruce Flash for $10. Thank you, Bruce. Darian Murphy for $9.99. Bibi is close with Trump. It wouldn't surprise me if our Until community would keep the attack info from him because it makes him look bad. Because you mean is it Bibi admin also was built on a reputation of security. I think I grasp what you're saying there. Let's see. Dildo hider. Yes, Jack Murphy. 69 for 69. Doug B dropped 20 gifted memberships earlier. I forgot to call it out. And Doug B just dropped 10 more gifted memberships, ladies and gentlemen. Holy crap. Holy crap. 69 for 69. Jack Murphy, baby. Eric Rhodes says, not sure if this was brought up already, but Ben Shapiro's show today was brutal, held nothing back, showed graphic videos of beheadings, mutilation, and kidnapping. Was wild. Did he show it on YouTube? Did Ben Shapiro show that on YouTube? Because that is wild if he did. That is very wild. Not sure how he's get away with that one on YouTube, if he did. Holy crap. He did? How do you get away with that on YouTube? Wow. That is wild. That is wild. Phantom X says, at least Jeremy don't gaslight the viewer like Tim Pools does every night. No, I would never I like to have fun with the chat. Again, I feed off the chat. I find energy off the chat. When you guys are excited, I'm excited. When you guys are showing, when you guys are telling me by activity, by likes, by, conversations, by dropping those emojis, and then obviously you get to the level of the gifted memberships or the super chats, you're telling me I'm doing a good job. And I appreciate that. But I will always appreciate the chat. Always. Let's see. Tinhead for 10 says, this is probably a hot take, but the shit with Israel and Palestine is just the latest battle in what is tantamount to an ongoing holy war that has been raging for the better part of 2,500 years. I don't know if that's a hot take. That's a pretty, that's a common take that I hear from time to time. I mean, again, this is a thing that's been going on for a long, long time, long before any of us were here, and probably will go on long after. Alan Tanasi says, I love this chat. Heartfelt. 69 for 199. Thank you. I appreciate it. Super Chair Destroyer says, membership peeps, keep dropping, please. Looking for those memberships. Let's go. Let's go. Yeah, I don't think that's necessarily a hot take from as a normie from this situation. That seems to be something I've heard a lot. And again, PragerU has a good breakdown on this. As a matter of fact, I mean, I can pull that video up if you guys want. This is from a while back though. Let's see. I think it was PragerU, right? It's like a PragerU. Yeah, right here. Right here it is. It's 5 minutes and 39 seconds long. So this is 9 years ago. 9 years ago. Here we go right here.
When I did my graduate studies at the Middle East Institute at Columbia University's School of International Affairs, I took many courses on the question of the Middle East conflict. Semester after semester, we studied the Middle East conflict as if it was the most complex conflict in the world, when in fact it is probably the easiest conflict in the world to explain. It may be the hardest to solve, but it is the easiest to explain. In a nutshell, it's this. One side wants the other side dead. Israel wants to exist as a Jewish state and to live in peace. Israel also recognizes the right of Palestinians to have their own state and to live in peace. The problem, however, is that most Palestinians and many other Muslims and Arabs do not recognize the right of the Jewish state of Israel to exist. This has been true since 1947, when the United Nations voted to divide the land called Palestine into a Jewish state and an Arab state. The Jews accepted the United Nations partition, but no Arab or any other Muslim country accepted it. When British rule ended on May 15, 1948, the armies of all the neighboring Arab states, Lebanon, Syria, Iraq, Transjordan, and Egypt, attacked the one-day-old state of Israel in order to destroy it. But to the world's surprise, the little Jewish state survived. Then it happened again. In 1967, the dictator of Egypt, Gamal Abdel Nasser, announced his plan, in his words, to destroy Israel. He placed Egyptian troops on Israel's border, and armies of surrounding Arab countries were also mobilized to attack. However, Israel preemptively attacked Egypt and Syria. Israel did not attack Jordan and begged Jordan's king not to join the war. But he did. And only because of that did Israel take control of Jordanian land, specifically the West Bank of the Jordan River. Shortly after the war, the Arab states went to Khartoum, Sudan, and announced their famous three no's: no recognition, no peace, and no negotiations. What was Israel supposed to do? Well, one thing Israel did a little more than a decade later in 1978 was to give the entire Sinai Peninsula, an area of land bigger than Israel itself and with oil, back to Egypt, because Egypt, under new leadership, signed a peace agreement with Israel. So Israel gave land for the promise of peace with Egypt, and it has always been willing to do the same thing with the Palestinians. All the Palestinians have ever had to do is recognize Israel as a Jewish state and promise to live in peace with it. But when Israel has proposed trading land for peace, as it did in 2000, when it agreed to give the Palestinians a sovereign state in more than 95% of the West Bank and all of Gaza, the Palestinian leadership rejected the offer and instead responded by sending waves of suicide terrorists into Israel. Meanwhile, Palestinian radio, television, and school curricula remain filled with glorification of terrorists, demonization of Jews, and the daily repeated message that Israel should cease to exist. So it's not hard to explain the Middle East dispute. One side wants the other dead. The motto of Hamas, the Palestinian rulers of Gaza, is, "We love death as much as the Jews love life." There are 22 Arab states in the world, stretching from the Atlantic Ocean to the Indian Ocean. There is one Jewish state in the world, and it is about the size of New Jersey. In fact, tiny El Salvador is larger than Israel. Finally, think about these two questions. If tomorrow Israel laid down its arms and announced, "We will fight no more," what would happen? And if the Arab countries around Israel laid down their arms and announced, "We will fight no more," what would happen? In the first case, there would be an immediate destruction of the state of Israel and mass murder of its Jewish population. In the second case, there would be peace the next day. As I said at the outset, it is a simple problem to describe. One side wants the other dead, and if it didn't, there would be peace. Please remember this: there has never been a state in the geographic area known as Palestine that was not Jewish. Israel is the third Jewish state to exist in that area. There was never an Arab state, never a Palestinian state, never a Muslim or any other state. That's the issue. Why can't the one Jewish state the size of El Salvador be allowed to exist? That is the Middle East problem. I'm Dennis Prager.
So there you go. That's the PragerU perspective on it. And I think that it's pretty kind of, it breaks it down pretty good. I think you can obviously see he obviously has his bias involved, which he's not really trying to hide, which I can fully appreciate. But yeah, that's that. But I think it kind of, at least it's a breakdown so people that don't really, you understand it on the surface, but you also understand it's a lot more complicated than, you know, what some people maybe are trying to say it is. So that's where that's at now. All right, so let's see where we're at. Hayden says, what PragerU misses in that factual video is that history started before 1947. Israel existed multiple times throughout history. It has taken multiple times, but Palestine just hate the Jews, says Hayden Wayne. Super simplified, but he's 100% correct on the presented facts, says Hayden. Someone else earlier said, damn, this chat is so generous. Yeah, because Ed Bourne dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Ed Bourne. Batgoat dropped 5 gifted memberships. Let's go. And, of course, Dougie B has dropped 30 in total tonight. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And, yeah, it's... someone said something about Steven Crowder. Let me find it. Someone said a super chat. Let's see how I find it. Zakai Buffkin says, I think Steven Crowder said that he was waiting for a candidate to campaign on defunding and or dismantling our 3-letter agencies. So far, I believe Vivek has clearly stated he would do this. Yeah, I think Crowder's just looking for a way to hedge his bet towards the front runner whenever that happens. Because again, if you, the top conservative voice in all of the internet, if you are waiting for one issue to determine if you support Trump after he was president for 4 years, and after you watched what happened in 2020, and after you've seen them try to railroad him every step of the way, and it's one issue that you're waiting for, I don't buy it at all. I don't buy it at all. Kevin Cron just dropped 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Kevin. I appreciate that, brother. And so that's what bothers me about it, man. It's like you don't get to be in this game and follow this stuff consistently and not have a point like, oh man, I just don't know if I can support Trump. I'm not sure what's he gonna bring to the table. You know what he's gonna bring to the table. We already know. We've seen it. We saw 4 fucking years of it, and it got ripped away from him because he did too good of a job. We saw it. We all saw it with our fucking own eyes. We watched it happen the night of the election. We saw everything play out. It's not our imagination. It happened. These things happened. So yeah, it's just wild. Where are we at? Also, we got to watch Tucker. So Tucker's got a so I responded to Tucker's tweet right here. Let's see. After the Hamas attacks, what's the path forward? And I responded, and I said the path forward is to vote Trump. That's it. Vote Trump. That's the path forward right there, Tucker. But let's hear what Tucker has to say.
No decent person can watch the video of young people being murdered at a music festival in southern Israel without feeling horrified. It's awful, and there's no excusing it. No matter what you think of Israel's policies in Gaza, you are not allowed to shoot people at music festivals. That's a crime. Israel has a right to respond to that crime and to defend itself. No one seriously contests that. The question for American policymakers, however, is what do we do next? How do we represent the interests of the United States in this chaotic moment? That's not a selfish question. It's the whole point of making policy for a country, to improve and protect that country. If you serve in the U.S. Congress or in the executive branch of government, you have a moral duty to think this way. It's your job. You serve the United States and its population. You have no moral authority except to the extent...
I gotta pause it just because it looks like Trump is tweeting right now. Let's see. And when I say tweeting, right here, let's go to this one right here. So Trump over on True Social 9 minutes ago, I kept Israel safe. Nobody else will. Nobody else can. And I know all of the players. At the end of my next 4 years, this is 32 minutes ago from Trump.
Failures. At the end of my next 4 years, the warmongers and frauds and failures of the senior ranks of our government will all be gone, and we will have a new group of competent national security officials who believe in defending America's vital interests above all else. Thank you very much.
Hell yes. Get rid of these warmongers. It looks like he's been saying a lot. Oh, so this is the video from August 17th, again, without all the music.
Crooked Joe Biden just agreed to pay a $6 billion ransom to the Iranian dictatorship in exchange for hostages.
Somebody just said Trump doesn't know shit about this, LOL. What? Trump doesn't know shit about this. Okay. Hang on. You said Trump doesn't know anything about what's going on in the Middle East. Okay. Hang on just a minute. Okay. Somebody's been watching MSNBC. Remember, Trump doesn't know anything about the Middle East, ladies and gentlemen. Okay? Doesn't know anything. All right? So let's see right here. It's so hard to find these videos on YouTube. Holy shit, they've hid this. Holy shit. They have hid all of this on YouTube. All right. So right here, remember, Trump knows nothing about Israel and the Middle East, ladies and gentlemen. Trump knows nothing.
Forging peace between Israelis and Palestinians may be the most difficult challenge of all. All prior administrations from President Lyndon Johnson have tried and bitterly failed. But I was not elected to do small things or shy away from big problems. My vision presents a win-win opportunity for both sides, a realistic two-state solution that resolves the risk of Palestinian statehood to Israel's security. Today, Israel has taken a giant step toward peace. Yesterday, Prime Minister Netanyahu informed me that he is willing to endorse the vision as the basis for direct negotiations. Jerusalem will remain Israel's undivided, very important, undivided capital. And crucially, the proposed transition to a two-state solution will present no incremental security risk to the state of Israel whatsoever. I want this deal to be a great deal for the Palestinians. It has to be. Today's agreement is a historic opportunity for the Palestinians to finally achieve an independent state of their very own. After 70 years of little progress, this could be the last opportunity they will ever have. 1 million great new Palestinian jobs will be created. Their poverty rate will be cut in half, and their poverty rate is unacceptable now and only getting worse. Their GDP will double and triple, and much-needed hope, joy, opportunity, and prosperity will finally arrive for the Palestinian people. President Abbas, I want you to know that if you choose the path to peace, America and many other countries, we will be there. We will be there to help you in so many different ways, and we will be there every step of the way. We will be there to help.
Man, Trump knows nothing about the Middle East. Trump knows nothing about Israel. Trump knows nothing about the Palestinians. Man, that comment really got me there. I really don't know, like, how people can be so fucking stupid. Like, how can you be so stupid? Like, you don't have to like Trump. But the facts are that Donald Trump did things that no other president has ever or would ever do. Donald Trump did things that no other person had the ability to do. And he went in there and he did it. He was a strong leader. He made great deals for not only the United States of America, but our allies as well. He was able to broker things that no other person could do. And you're telling me that Trump doesn't know about the Middle East when he literally did something that no other person was able to do. Good Lord, man. Holy shit. Like, I don't even remember the person's name that said it, but the stupidity is off the charts, man. The stupidity is off the charts. They're not stupid. They're just pure evil, says Dougie B for $100. $100. Holy crap. Dougie B. Dougie B. Unbelievable. I'm trying to look up one more. Let's see. Okay, let's see. Right here. Let's see. Wow. So, even as I found a CNBC television report on it. Like, these are so hard to find. Why would they not want to report on a historic peace deal that Donald Trump brokered? I wonder why. I wonder why they didn't want to talk about it. Magnum Norris for 20. Crowder killed it last week. Robert Epstein exposed Google changing 25% of elections in the world, but mostly in this country. They killed Robert's wife, and he's still fighting. Look him up. He's tracking Google. Absolutely. Did Crowder have him on? That's a pretty damn interesting story. Again, I think that Crowder is I have nothing against Crowder. I may have criticisms of him because, again, just to be clear one more time, okay, I'm not trying to, make any connections with any other political pundits out there. I don't give a shit about that. I'll criticize anyone that I don't know. Like, if I'm friends with somebody, I tend not to criticize them like online. I do say what I think behind the scenes to people that are my friends. Now, I'll have arguments, but I'm not going to create like unnecessary drama. I'll have disagreements with people, but I just think it's completely bitch made if you're just like, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm going to support Trump or DeSantis. What? That is just insanity for somebody that covers this shit every day. I'll criticize Jay. I will criticize Jay for sure. Hayden Wayne says some Islamic sects like Hamas still allow slavery, not publicly, but they do allow it to happen. They are the people that spent 400 years pillaging and graping. And you know what he means by graping. The Pope issued the Pope issued for the Crusades to start because of it. That's Hamas. So he's basically making the point that Hamas is just, they're not a great group, obviously. They're not sending their best. Just say that. Is Jay in the chat? Is Jay in the chat? Oh, Jay is in the chat. What's up, Drunk 3PO? And thank you, Hayden. Hayden has just been on fire tonight, and I know the chat's appreciating all of Hayden's takes on everything. It's good. And Hayden dropped 5 gifted memberships as well. Hayden Wayne dropping 5 gifted memberships. Ban that man. Who? Should I ban Jay? William G says Jay is my hero. Is that Jay's alt account right there? It's got to be Jay's alt account right there. It's got to. We should probably ban Jay. I think so. Johnny the Whiz Kid for $1 over on Rumble. I've never complained, but I do have to, I don't have a way to receive any gifted memberships. I checked every option I could, and I found nothing. I don't know what to do. It all comes down to a branded account. If you don't have a branded account, you should have that ability. So, Johnny, if you're looking, I'm sure the YouTube chat can help you out as long as you don't have a branded account. So, YouTube chat. I know Johnny said that over on Rumble, but YouTube chat, if you're interested in helping Johnny out. So, and I know we've had some other Rumble rants, and I really appreciate you guys. We got almost 200 over there on Rumble. We got almost, 1,700 tonight in the Snake Pit. Wow. Thanks, guys. All right, let's go back over to Tucker Carlson. Let me find because I know we were in the middle of that, but I saw those Trump True Social posts, and I definitely wanted to check that out. So we're going to start Tucker over. So here we go.
No decent person can watch the video of young people being murdered at a music festival in southern Israel without feeling horrified. It's awful, and there's no excusing it. No matter what you think of Israel's policies in Gaza, you are not allowed to shoot people at music festivals. That's a crime. Israel has a right to respond to that crime and to defend itself. No one seriously contests that. The question for American policymakers, however, is what do we do next? How do we represent the interests of the United States in this chaotic moment? That's not a selfish question. It's the whole point of making policy for a country, to improve and protect that country. If you serve in the U.S. Congress or in the executive branch of government, you have a moral duty to think this way. It's your job. You serve the United States and its population. You have no moral authority except to the extent that you represent your fellow Americans. That's our system. It used to be obvious, but it's worth remembering now because the conflict between Israel and Hamas could escalate into a war between Iran and its allies and the West. Once a war like that starts,
Magnum North says, I'm not trying to be an asshole, but I've watched every Crowder episode and I've never seen the Trump backstab that you speak of. Just wondering where that comes from. All right. Well, to be clear, and first of all, you're welcome to challenge me on anything. Secondly, I don't think you're an asshole. I never said he backstabbed Trump. I just said that back when DeSantis and Trump was kind of like a neck and neck thing when they were close in the polls, Crowder was basically like, I'm going to wait to hear what each candidate has to say. And I just think that that's very kind of disingenuous from someone that knows far more about this shit than me. And he needs to wait to see what each candidate has to say. What are you talking about? Like, how do you need to hear what anybody needs to say that you follow this shit? We know what DeSantis is about. We know what Trump's about. We know what happened to Trump in 2020. We know what he did for 4 years. We know what type of country he ran. Why do you need to hear more from the candidates when you are at the top of this entire industry? And to me, that sounded much like someone that was not willing to say what they thought because they were waiting to hedge their bets to see who would become the front runner. That's how it came off to me. So I never said he backstabbed Trump. I said that he just wouldn't commit to whatever his answer was. And again, if he wanted to ride with DeSantis, go for it. But I just can't believe that someone that educated and that plugged into this doesn't know who he thinks is the best answer for America after 4 years of Trump. I refuse to believe that. But I never said he backstabbed him. Never said that. Because I don't know if DeSantis, I don't think, that was on Patrick Bet David. That's right, Brockatron. Thank you. It was. It was on Patrick Bet David's podcast. That's when he said it. Thank you, chat. But that's all I was saying. And that's what I had a problem with. I mean, I don't have a problem with some average person that doesn't follow this shit. And they're like, I'm not sure if I want to support, this candidate or that. Well, you don't follow this stuff. But when Tim Pool, who follows this stuff more than I do, when Steven Crowder knows more about this than I do, and you're like, oh, I'm not sure who I'm going to support. And it's like, get the fuck out of here, man. I mean, these are guys that have made their claims as to who they're going to support. So it's not outside of the realm of possibility to ask them that. So that's my stance on it right there. But thank you, Brockatron. I appreciate that, brother.
You could easily imagine the use of nuclear weapons and all that entails. Millions dead, the collapse of the global economy. At the very least, you could see an unprecedented energy crisis here.
Miles Doodling says they don't want to segment their audience. Yes, and again, I think that's very disingenuous because your audience needs to hear the truth. Just tell them where you stand on it. And you can explain yourself. The audience deserves the truth, not the fence-sitting bullshit. And quit being scared to say you support Trump. Like, do you know how many people come after me every day because I support Trump? Every fucking day I've got people coming after me, judging me, calling me this, calling me that. I don't give a fuck. I'm not going to let you make me feel bad for supporting who I want to support. It's never going to happen. Ever.
Already, gas in one Bay Area service station hit $7.29 a gallon over the weekend. If that trend worsens and persists, the United States, which is already, technically speaking, bankrupt, would plunge into depression. And no, it would not be like the 1930s. Close to 10 million people have come here over the last 3 years from the poorest places in the world. The overwhelming majority of them are on some form of federal subsidies. You wonder how that's going to work out when the U.S. government runs out of money. So there's a lot at stake in how we encourage Israel to respond to the horrifying Hamas attacks. Wisdom and long-term thinking are essential, but you will not be surprised to learn that is not what we are getting. Watch this person, for example, who happens to be the media's pick for President of the United States.
This is not just an attack on Israel. This is an attack on America because they hate us just as much. And what we have to understand is this is the reason that we have to unite around making sure our enemies do not hurt our friends. America can never be so arrogant to think we don't need friends, just like we needed them on 9/11. That's why Ukraine needs us when Russia's doing this. That's why Israel needs us when Hamas and Iran are doing this. And I'll say this to Prime Minister Netanyahu, finish them. Finish them. Hamas did this. You know Iran's behind it. Finish them. They should have hell to pay for what they've just done.
This was an attack on America, she says, when in fact it was not. And for that reason, we must, quote, finish Iran, a nation of nearly 90 million people. What are we watching here? This is not sober leadership. She's a child, and this is the tantrum of a child. Ignorant, cocksure, bloodthirsty.
I love you, Tucker.
Yet no one in Washington scolded her for it. In fact, they aped her hysteria. Here's fellow neocon Lindsey Graham just spelling it out and calling for the bombing of Iran.
So I've been on the phone all day to the Mideast, and I've told our allies and people with connections to Iran, what I would do, I would tell Iran that if Hezbollah attacks Israel, we're going to come after you, the Iranians, and have a coordinated effort between the United States and Israel to put Iran out of the oil business by destroying their refineries. There are 4 major refineries in Iran. They're fixed targets. If Hezbollah attacks Israel, I would make Iran pay a heavy price.
What exactly would...
We have awful people on both, on Republican and Democrat. We have awful people. Awful people.
Happen to the United States if we declared war on Iran and started blowing up their infrastructure? Lindsey Graham has no clue what would happen. He hasn't thought it through. He's almost 70 years old and he has no children. He doesn't care. But neither, amazingly, do most of his colleagues in Washington. They're as reckless as he is. Texas Congressman Dan Crenshaw took to social media to call for what he described as a war to end all wars, as if there is such a thing. But of course, there isn't such a thing. Wars beget more war. The bigger the conflict, the uglier and longer lasting the consequences. See World War I for details. These are not complex observations, but they seem lost on our leadership class. Alone among candidates running for the Republican nomination for president, Vivek Ramaswamy dared to suggest that actually going to war with Iran might not be in America's national interest. And for saying that, Mike Pence immediately denounced him as gutless and unpatriotic or something. But we thought it might be worth hearing more. Vivek Ramaswamy joins us now.
I wasn't
Vivek,
expecting
thanks
that.
so much for coming on. So if I'm reading this correctly, you suggested while offering...
I still think that Vivek is pushing for a cabinet position in the Trump White House. That's what I think. And I still don't know how I feel about Vivek. I really had no idea he was going to be on Tucker. Had no idea. So it'll be interesting to hear what he has to say for sure. I'm still not sure how I feel about him.
What seemed like real sympathy to the Israeli people, and to the many murdered there 2 days ago. You noted that maybe it's not in America's best long-term interest to declare war on Iran. Is that what you said?
I actually said this long before this crisis when people were thinking clear-headedly. And I just want to say a couple of things that are obvious but important, Tucker. I mean, what happened against Israel You said it, I believe it. It is barbaric, it is medieval, it is wrong, and Israel as a nation absolutely has the right to self-defense, to its own national existence. And I think they should have our moral and diplomatic support as an ally. But there's one element of this that nobody's talking about. What the hell went wrong with U.S. and Israeli intelligence and the Israeli defense that allowed this to happen? Everybody seems to be punting that as a question for later. I think it's a question for now, if you're Israel. I mean, look, I think that Nikki Haley, I disagree with you a little bit there. I don't think she's a child. I think that she is somebody who is, like many politicians, in a position to get wealthier from war. Look at the military contracting business and otherwise. But put that to one side. The message that I would send would be very different.
See, this is what worries me about Vivek. He says all the good. He says everything right. Like, he is so polished. He is so polished that it's almost too polished. And that's what worries me. It's too good to be true how articulate and how well-spoken and how perfect his answers are. It's just too perfect.
Get to the bottom of what allowed this gaping hole of intelligence and defense to even happen before feeding that same beast. If a doctor told you his job was to keep you from getting cancer and then you got that cancer, don't go trust that same doctor to remove your tumor. They don't let airplanes, when they crash, the pilots or the people who crash the airplane, that airliner is not the one who reviews the black box. And so I think those answers have to come now. That's not a question for later. And I think one of the learnings for the U.S., I think there's a lot of learnings for the U.S., Tucker, but one of the learnings is if that establishment can get it wrong in Israel from a U.S. perspective, that could happen right here at home. And if anything, as an ally, one of the things that we need to wake up to is that we're vulnerable here in the United States to the same. And so we can do some things to prevent that, secure our border, stop funding. I mean, I think one of the things that's been wrong in the U.S. is we have a bad habit while we're bankrupt funding both sides of wars that should have been avoided in the first place. Look at the money that's indirectly found its way to Hamas, the $6 billion paid to Iran in the recent ransom. That was a disaster. Yet we're effectively now funding both sides of a war that we shouldn't have been in the first place in places like Russia and Ukraine even. Think about how we hampered oil production in the United States and then now has funding, U.S. funding going to Ukraine in fighting back against Russia. It's a bad habit in the United States, and we need leaders here who will look after what advances American interests. And I find what Dan Crenshaw said to be cringeworthy. It is shameful. World War I was supposed to be the war that ended all wars, that got us to World War II. That can't be the way that we run foreign policy. The job of American leaders is to advance American interests, and I think we support Israeli leaders asking what advances and defends Israel.
Warren Smith says, D.A. Cobra, any gaming stream tonight? Krista, are you gaming tonight after CobraCast?
I think I'll do it tomorrow instead.
Okay. So, Hailstorm, how about you? He's not even listening. But I don't plan on one tonight. But I got daily in the morning. So, no plan for me.
As we should, morally and diplomatically. But leaders here need to look after American interests first.
But the conversation can't be limited to right and wrong. I mean, I don't think there's anyone defending the murder of concert goers in the Negev 2 days ago is, disqualified from, being taken seriously. Yeah. Of course, that's wrong. But it doesn't seem like any American policymaker is even willing to entertain other questions like what's in America's best interest, what effect will this have on the global economy, on our economy, on energy prices. These are not small things. They should not be dismissed, but they are dismissed out of hand, and you're some sort of quizzling if you even raise the question. Why is that? It seems crazy to me.
Well, look, I mean, if you want to ask the question of right and wrong, then open that Pandora's box. I don't favor doing this, but look at what's happening with Azerbaijan and Armenia. You don't really hear much about that now. Why? Because Azerbaijan's lobby is about as effective as Ukraine's is in Washington, D.C. So this selective moral outrage, I do think is a problem.
May I ask you to pause for just one moment there and just unpack that for viewers who are not aware of what you're referring to. Armenia, Azerbaijan, what is happening?
Yeah, so I mean, what's happening is an atrocity. I mean, you have people who are Armenians, largely Christians, 6-figure numbers, 120,000, being driven back to their country from a region that has long been a place they have called home. A lot of atrocities that aren't even yet coming to light in Western media. But Azerbaijan has a lobby, a powerful lobby in Washington, D.C. And I think a big part of what's wrong in the United States today, Tucker, and I don't mean to toot my own horn, but it's why I'm coming in as an outsider to this nonsense, is you have a system that is bought and paid for, both for the people who run on the Democratic ticket, people who run on the Republican ticket, and people who make those decisions in Washington, D.C. that are effectively managed by, in this case, the Azerbaijan lobby that has a lid on discussing this conflict, which, as you pointed out, most Americans haven't heard of. But you'll hear endlessly about Russia's incursion on Ukraine and having to stand on the right side. That's a separate point where I reject that Ukraine is inherently good anyway. But even if it were, a selective moral outrage in that case, but not another one in just a neighboring area that interfaces with Russia as well. So open that Pandora's box around the world. I mean, look at much of Africa, look elsewhere. You're going to find ability to have selective moral outrage. But you only hear about it in certain selective cases that the media and the existing establishment in both parties deem fit for the American public. And what we need is leaders in this country who are honest in calling out atrocities where they occur. What happened in Israel was wrong. I think we require leaders, some on the far left are too afraid to say it, it was wrong. But at the same time, we need leaders on the right who are willing to say it in other places too, like what's happening in Azerbaijan and Armenia. But at the same time, to have the clarity and American-centric forethought to say what policy decisions we make are separate from the moral judgments that we will pass. So to say we will be with you diplomatically, absolutely. To say you have our moral support, absolutely. That we're not going to get in the way of you defending your national boundaries, absolutely. Even further, to say that in limited circumstances that advance U.S. interests, we will provide munitions. We can't do it across the board. It's a zero-sum game when it comes to munitions between Israel, Ukraine, Taiwan next in the future. But in a limited way that advances U.S. interests, that has to be the sole prism. And that doesn't exist right now, Tucker, in the establishment of either political party. And I think that the things that we're saying now, to some may sound uncouth. I don't think they should. This is what the job of a national leader actually ought to be. And that's how I'm planning to lead this country if I'm elected.
I got to say, you mentioned moral outrage, and I thought the videos from southern Israel were morally outrageous, and I was offended by them and saddened by them. Anyone who saw them, I think, was. But you don't have to look far in the United States for moral outrages also on video. And there's not a city in this country, not just the big cities, but cities of 10,000 people. I was in one yesterday.
That's terrible, man.
It doesn't have some constellation of drug-addicted young people living outside. We call them the homeless. They're drug addicts. And they're addicted to drugs that were imported across an open border, allowed by the Biden administration. And they're dying, more than 100,000 a year. Now, you could call it genocide, you can call it whatever you want, but it's the death of over 100,000 Americans a year and the living death of millions more who are living outside. So I don't understand. People are outraged by what happened in Israel. And again, I want to add my voice to that because I'm a human being. But the scale of the outrage among Republican presidential candidates was so much more intense. One of them took to a bullhorn and started yelling about it. I get it. But no one would think to do that about the 100,000 American young people murdered every year, and they are murdered, honestly, by
give me a bullhorn for that one.
Like,
Chuck.
what?
I'll take my bullhorn for that one. And let's just go a little bit deeper on that one. This is the product of some intentional design. I mean, there are literally synthetic precursors.
Why don't you take a bullhorn for the fact that Donald Trump is being thrown into different court cases over bullshit charges? He's already had 2020 ripped away from him. We all know it. Why don't you put a bullhorn to that, Vivek? Well, but why? Why are you still running against Trump at this point in time when it's clear you have literally no shot? Why? We know why.
To make synthetic fentanyl coming from Wuhan, of all places, to Mexican drug cartels south of our own border, pumping that up, and you want to just numbers to get the scale intact. 50 times the number of people who died on 9/11 are going to die this year as a consequence of fentanyl just crossing our southern border. A couple days ago, I was actually at our northern border.
It's like anything else. It's like, look at what's happening with the Speaker of the House. Now, just for bragging purposes, don't you think that Trump being the Speaker of the House, first of all, Trump would go from the president to the Speaker of the House, and then he would go back to being potentially the President of the United States. That's a resume that nobody would ever be able to duplicate. Nobody would be able to do this, okay? So Trump could have walked in there and been Speaker temporarily for, I don't know, 90 days, 60 days, whatever, while they worked it out. Do you think he can't do that if he really wanted to? You're damn right he could. You're damn right he could. And holy shit, man. He would have been the third most powerful man in the country while he's facing all these bullshit lawsuits right now. But he looked at it and he said, I'll take it if they want me. And then when it became pretty clear that you have a two-man race with Scalise and Jim Jordan, and then he endorsed Jordan, he stepped back. He's like, all right, it's not really, I'm just going to endorse Jordan because the right man for the job is there. But he could have went and done that temporarily, and he probably would have become Speaker. And it would have been really good for him personally and his legacy. But he saw the bigger picture. All right, we've got the right man for the job. Let's go ahead and get him in there. Same thing that Vivek should be doing. Same thing DeSantis should be doing. But all these clowns are just muddying the water up for no reason.
Border in the northern part of New Hampshire, totally wide open border. I mean, to call this porous is an overstatement. It's just an open border. And there was enough fentanyl that crossed just last year, 2022, to kill 3+ million Americans. That was just the amount that was caught, let alone the amount that wasn't. And so this is the product of intentional design. People will say, is that because of a drug epidemic in demand? You know, that's a separate debate, but a lot of that fentanyl is being laced into. People who are taking it have no idea that they're taking fentanyl, taking other drugs that have fentanyl in it that's killing them on the spot. That's closer to bioterrorism. Nobody would call it an overdose if you put it in a Big Mac. There is no level of moral outrage. Forget the Democratic Party. I've written that one off. In the Republican Party, of the same scale of this incursion right here at home. And so one of the things that allies do is they learn from each other. I think that intelligence sharing operations is critical with allies, with Israel and otherwise. I think one of the things we can do is learn from both the successes and, in this case, a bad failure in the case of our ally. To say if we have borders that are as open as ours, even Israel that had a border as tightly protected as its own saw this happen, we could have far worse or the equivalent happening right here at home. I mean, other things that nobody's talking about, Tucker, is not just border defenses. We don't have an Iron Dome in this country, yet we're vulnerable to nuclear missile attacks any given day, and we're marching closer into nuclear conflict in multiple parts of the world, most notably with Russia. Think about cyber defenses. And if that really was a cyber attack or whatever explanation it might be for why Israel was caught off guard, we're vulnerable to cyber attacks in this country. Electromagnetic pulse attacks, nobody's talking about, that could take out our electric grid, which, by the way, has 60 Chinese transformers in it. You know, talk about space-based defenses.
I thought this was an interview to hear about the Middle East, and Vivek's turning it into a campaign ad. And I'm getting bored. I'm getting really bored.
Totally missing in the United States of America. That's where my outrage is highest, is our own vulnerability right here in the homeland. And I do not think that it is crass. I think it is the morally correct answer for leaders of nations to ask how they protect the interests of their nation. That comes with allies. And so I think that it is important not to create an equivalence between Hamas and Israel, as some on the American left and European left are trying to do. It is wrong what happened to Israel. And I call that out as a human being and as somebody who's on a belief of some people are on the right side and the wrong side of a conflict. I think that that is far clearer here than it is, for example, in the Russia-Ukraine conflict or other areas where people have baked that cake. But the selective nature of ignoring certain other conflicts, while even more importantly, ignoring the interests of the U.S. right here at home, is what irritates the heck out of me, out of the politicians in both parties. And it is shameful. And I think that there are, frankly, financial and corrupting influences that lead them exactly to speak the way they do. That's just the hard truth.
How could you pay for a much-needed defense system in another country but not in your own country? I don't understand that. I mean, how can you pretend to be a leader in your country if you're doing something?
Somebody said even Tucker's tuned out. Not necessarily. That's Tucker always has that look when he's interviewing somebody.
Like that. It seems so immoral to me.
Well, pretending is a good word to use. I do think it's immoral, Tucker, to abandon, completely abdicate defending our own border, yet worrying about other people's borders more than we worry about our own. That's not to legitimize anything that's happening in other parts of the world. Far from
Obviously
it deserves to be condemned. But start, if you're the president of the United States, your obligation is to your homeland. Defend your homeland. People will say in response, and I get this, right, from the other presidential candidates, oh, we can walk and chew gum at the same time. You are neither walking nor chewing gum. You are absolutely leaving our country vulnerable to every form of attack until it's too late. But then it's one thing, Tucker, to say that, okay, people come to this conclusion if this is a new question. This isn't a new question. We spent $3 trillion in Iraq and in Afghanistan. To what end exactly? Is the Taliban still in control in Afghanistan? In Iraq, we still have hostile, effectively anti-American control, vulnerable to Iranian incursion as well while we're at it. To what end? And so if you don't learn from the mistakes of the past, it's not like we haven't had plenty of opportunities to reflect on that in the recent past. If you don't learn from those mistakes in the past, you're destined to finish them into a screen.
Oh, man. Is the chat gone? Or is the stream
The stream
down?
just died?
The stream's down, yeah.
Yeah, it's just loading for me.
You're just spinning wheel of death.
Well, I have an excellent... Oh, there it is right there. Jesus Christ. Welcome to fucking Spectrum.
Okay, it's back.
I think it's back.
Is it back? Good old Spectrum. Welcome back to Orlando, where Spectrum's here.
Yeah, back.
Goddamn Spectrum. Let's see. All right, we're back. All right.
Everyone's staying back.
Well, we'll see how long we're back. I may, if it keeps having the issue, I may just have to shut down the Rumble stream. Man, it's so nice being back in Pensacola, where I didn't have no issues at all. God, Spectrum's such dog shit. How do we have a major fucking city in the United States of America, Orlando, and the best I can get is Spectrum with their shitty upload speeds? God. It's so frustrating, man. It's so frustrating. I'll never understand it. I'll never understand it. Spectrum is terrible. I've still got the error message on the back end, so I'm waiting for it to fuck up again. Welcome back. Yeah, everybody in the chat. Look, we've lost, I don't know how many fucking viewers we lost. We probably lost a ton of viewers. Starlink is not like, Starlink's not going to fix my issue. Starlink doesn't have great upload speeds. It's all about upload speed. I think I get like 40 up is all they offer. Let's see. We are at 957 likes. So if we get some likes up, I can go ahead and show you guys that sexy back in. Why are viewers going up? This is weird. Yes, Orlando is one of the biggest vacation spots in the world. The fuck, Spectrum. I know. Like, literally. Like, Orlando's one of the most visited places in the entire world. How this works, I don't know. But, all right. It looks like... let me see. Stream. I'm getting no data, is what it's saying now. God damn it. That's so frustrating. Okay, so sadly, Rumble audience, I think I'm gonna have to end. I'm gonna have to end both and then restart on YouTube. That's sadly what it looks like we're gonna have to do. So we're over 1,000 likes. I'll go ahead and show you guys what I'm getting right now, and we'll see the sexy back in while we're at it as well. Let's see right here. There we go. There's that sexy back end with the error message right there. $1,100 in super chats and 56 new members. Do you guys see it? Jed's going to fix all of this. Jed's going to fix all of this. Aren't you, Jed? Are you going to fix all of it? Sexy,
Oh, yeah.
sexy error message.
He's Ginger Jesus. He could fix it.
Just bless YouTube.
Yeah, he's gonna bless you too. But yeah, so still getting the error message right now. Vice says, let's talk about sexism in gaming. Let's talk about sexism in gaming. I don't know. How long have we been going? We've been going for 140 minutes. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier dropping a gifted D-Day Cobra membership. I know I have so many super chats to get to, but you know the balance here, okay? And I want an honest opinion. Krista, can you put this poll up in the chat, okay? Sure. Am I doing a good job of balancing between super chats and topics? I want a yes or a no from the chat. Because I try my best to balance between the two. It's never going to be perfect, and I know I'm not going to make 100% of the people happy, but if I can make most of you happy, that's really all.
Super chats and what?
Huh?
Super chats and what?
Am I doing a good job of balancing super chats and topics?
And topics. Okay.
Yeah. That's all I need to know. I need to know from the people. And I apologize for anybody that sent any super chats that I haven't gotten to. I will get to them. Matter of fact, I know Fantastic Mr. Knox dropped out 50. I'm going to say this. You probably meant Hamas is pro-slavery. The left is anti-slavery. Palestine supports Hamas. The left is pro-violence towards Israel, despite them calling other anti-Jews when it suits. Left supports Palestine. Make it make sense. I know. Make it make sense. Yes. It'll never make sense with the left. It will never make sense, unfortunately. 85%. Damn, that means 15% of people are pissed off at me. That kind of sucks, but I guess you can't make everybody happy. Humongous 101 says, to be fair, Crowder is a big 2A advocate. Trump started the pistol brace ban. And that's fair too. Again, if one topic is going to knock you off the Trump train, you probably weren't going to last very long. You know what I mean? And that's what it comes down to. If one topic is going to end your support for Trump, then you are never going to be a long-term Trump supporter anyways. You know what I mean? Alec Baldwin's finger says 15% are trolls. You're actually probably right. Hey, if anybody can tell me I'm doing a good job, it's Alec Baldwin's finger or Hayden Wayne or Dougie B. Those guys drop bombs. So but I do hope everybody does a good job. I think I'm doing a good job. Magnum Norris says, Ben Shapiro and Dave Rubin piss me off when it comes to Trump. They can't put aside their elitism and decency to allow a person to joke and throw punches at a bar fight in a pig pen. Let's get dirty. Absolutely. I feel you on that, man. I used to watch Ben Shapiro pretty consistently. And Brockatron says, did Jeremy skip my super chat? I'm going through them right now, Brock. Let's see here where we're at now. Magnum Norris. Oh, I just got that one from Magnum Norris to 20. And we got Magnum Norris says, Biden gave Iran billions of dollars who coordinated the attack. Absolutely. Sarah, what's up, Sarah? Says, the Black Conservative Perspective did a really good video about 3 hours ago, and he goes into the history of all of it, shows Ron Paul, and then goes into our history with funding the terrorists, basically. Hail the 199. Well, I will check that out. Is the stream still running good for you guys on my Discord call? My Discord Pete?
Yeah, it looks good to me.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens.
We're all good.
I know you guys want live chat, okay? The plugin doesn't allow me to link to live chat. That I can't change it. It won't let me. I try, and then when I put the embed link, it only puts top chat. So I know you guys are going to yell at me forever and a day on that one. Hayden Wayne, in my honest opinion, everyone has a bias on the Israel situation, but the conflict starts in the Bible. It's been going for thousands of years. One side is restrained, the other inspired the Crusades. 400 years of aggression. Excellent perspective tonight from Hayden. And Hayden also dropped a 10 that I need to get to. He's talking about wanting to be a YouTuber. Where's that Hayden $10 at? Let me see if I can find it. Brockatron was asking about his. Brockatron for 10 says, Hamas, a terrorist organization that Trump withheld hundreds of millions of dollars in funding because he knew those governments were run by Hamas. Best foreign policy probably ever. But Orange Man, bad. Hi, Krista, if she's in the back, says Brockatron.
Hello.
Krista in the house. Where's this one from Hayden I had? Hayden says, one day I'll start a channel about games and movies, and I'll exclusively come on CobraCast to talk about politics and world events that are happening. I'm going to be targeted when I speak out publicly. Hey, brother, you got a spot on CobraCast. Get that channel started, and this can be your home. You're clearly educated enough to be on here. So seriously, Hayden, that would be awesome, man. Dougie B says, I guess Jeremy does okay. Nah, he does great. Thank you, Dougie B in the house. Back Goat says, don't care about cringe. Bless this chat. I blessed the chat earlier. I blessed the chat. I want to bless Spectrum is what I want to do. Can I bless Spectrum? Because they need all the freaking help they can get. Darian Murphy, let's stop saying a vote for Biden is a vote for war. These are Democratic policies. A vote for Democrats is a vote for war. Democrats are in the streets of America supporting the Palestine attack. Absolutely. And also, I think, and again, maybe it's my bias, I think a vote against, a vote that's not Trump is a vote for war. Republicans have proven that. Democrats have proven that. They've all proven it. These are a bunch of warmongers, dude. And, you know, like, I remember years ago, this is a long time, this is during the Iraq war under the Bush administration. I've talked about this many times. And this is where it really all clicked for me. It's usually always something simple that clicks for me, where I'm like, that's right, okay. So at this time, I was being a friend of mine. I was working in retail, and a friend of mine, again, this is back during the Iraq war, George W. Bush, weapons of mass destruction, all that shit. A friend of mine who was a part-time worker said that he was talking. He had a contact with Halliburton about going over to Iraq, working with Halliburton. And I think he was going to make like $200,000 a year, $250,000 a year to go work with Halliburton. He had to sign a contract. You know, he had to go through all the hoops and stuff like that. And, you know, he was telling me about it, and he says, you should go. And I'm like, I'm not going to a war situation like that. And I knew people in the military, and I knew what the people in the military were making. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. If people in the military are making less money to protect people that work for Halliburton that have no experience, you can just go over there and be a contractor. They can just grab you up off the streets, make you sign a contract, and you can make $200,000, $250,000 for a year. And the military that's getting a fraction of that are going to have to protect you with their own life. And that's where it clicked for me, where I'm like, so if I, a rando, can go make $250,000 a year working for Halliburton, what are the big dogs making based off this war? And then I learned how Halliburton had a no-bid contract, you know, anytime that there was war and you know, situations with Iraq and Iran, and they have these no-bid contracts, and Condoleezza Rice was connected, and Dick Cheney was connected, and all of these, you know, Republican people were connected to Halliburton and the Bush administration, and it goes all back to oil, and I'm going, holy shit. If I can make $250,000 a year, what are these crazy fucks making? And that's where it started to make sense to me that war is a business. War is a business. That's all it is. It's big business for corrupt politicians. And that's why they hated Trump, because he took their business away from them. Yep.
100% correct, Jeremy.
Look who it is.
100%. I heard I was banned, blocked. I had to come in and plead my case. Please don't block me like Ripa did. Come on, man. I would never interrupt your show, but this is important to me.
I got to turn your volume up a little bit. I got to turn your volume up just a little bit. Let's see. All right, Jay.
I don't want to be too loud.
Now they can hear you, Jay. Now they can hear you.
Someone said Jay broke in. No, man. It's like you can't block me from my favorite show. Why would you do that? People are messaging me saying Jeremy's following Young Ripa and is like, he's going to block you. It's like, I was like, what the heck, man? Come on.
Somebody said Jay's voice made me gay.
Oh, I'm sorry I have that effect on people. Have that effect on people. I won't stay. I won't keep you. I had to pop in my favorite show.
How you doing, Jay?
I'm making a video about my favorite director.
Oh, Director X?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure he's going to love it, and I'm sure he'll probably react to it. But, you know, it's really weird. The dude has like 80 followers on TikTok. So I'm just like, it just won't matter after this. I said my piece, and that's the end of it.
Hey, I told them, peeps, I was like, man, you're going to see more of Jay on Geeks and Gamers. Man.
Hope so.
You're going to see a lot more of Jay. We'll see.
Nah, man, we're putting something cool together. So I know Jeremy hasn't announced it yet, but we're on Spotify and all that. We'll make a big announcement when it's ready. But I'm super. I can't hold it in, man. I'm super excited.
I know it, man.
I'm super excited.
I'm excited too. We got a lot of good stuff and some new editing going on with our videos. I've got a Robin in the Hood video being edited right now as we speak that will be on the Geeks and Gamers main channel very soon. Probably tomorrow at some point I'll have that one uploaded, so I'm looking forward to it. And a lot of people are like, we need more Jay. We need more Jay.
No, but you know, like on a serious note, you are 110% correct that this war nowadays, it's just to make certain people rich. And while these innocent people die, and it's awful, man. Like that whole Halliburton thing, when all that stuff came to light, I was just like, this is insanity. This is insanity. And then you have these career politicians on both sides of the coins that they go in to politics, you know, like some of them like weren't, you know, they were making average salary from their jobs and they leave multi-millionaires. And you're just like, something. We have to change something.
Yep.
We have to change something. Being a politician was never a career move. It was to serve your country, not to go in and get power and get rich off, you know, the backs of people that are working hard every single day. You know, it's disgusting what has happened. So, yeah, of course, Trump shows up and was like, what is this nonsense? What is this? What is that? What is this? You know?
Yep.
And they hate it because their golden goose is gone. You know, their freaking golden goose is gone while people are just like, people are hungry. You know, it's like we see this all the time. And I know you were doing super chat, so I won't keep you. But it's like,
dude, Dougie B's dropping 50s to keep you here. So
I'm just saying, man, make Jay stay. I see that. It's depressing. You know, like I've had you know, a huge shout out to people that I know this is just on a small scale. People that like that bought my book on the donation. They donated books for me to give out, and I can't wait to share some of these stories and emails I'm going to share. Like you said, there are people in my military that are like, Jay, I've got 3 kids. I don't really have the money to buy your book right now. Could you send me a couple? Like, is there a way that we can do that? And I'm like, absolutely. There are people that bought books for this reason. And it's like the fact that you served our country and you're in a position now where it's very, you know, you're living paycheck to paycheck to take care of your family. It's disgusting. It is disgusting, you know, and something has to change. Like the whole system just needs to blow up and start over again. So, you know, it's just, I got sick of hearing it. Like even my old teacher friends that, you know, when I was at the school, they just living paycheck to paycheck and you're serving this community the best way you can. It's just, it's awful.
I know it.
I saw, yeah. And you're right. It's just like these people get in there. It's their career to be a politician. They'll say whatever they got to say to get in. They'll make any promises they can to get in. Once they get in, they leave millionaires. And it's just like, how is that humanly possible when your salary's like, I don't know what the salary is for Congress right now, but it's like 6 figures. It's not enough to leave in 4 years and be a multimillionaire. That's for sure. So it's like something it's crazy. That needs to it just needs to change. So get this man back in there and blow up the whole thing. And I'm glad to see that there's other politicians that are standing up. Like we talked about the other Florida congressman, who just was like, I'm gonna nominate Trump for Speaker of the House. Like let's just shake up the whole system. So hopefully there'll be more people that will take the charge and go in. But it also is there on the lower level too. Is like people need to be reelected in our school board systems, the lower level government. I mean, look at the mayor of New York right now. That guy's a freaking clown. Doesn't know what to do.
Yep.
Virtue signaled his butt off, and he's like, "We'll be sanctuary. Yeah, we'll take the immigrant. We'll take all these people. All right, we gave them to you, and now you're crying.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, New York's a mess, and we don't know what to do about it. Oh, okay. Well, it wasn't that long ago. You were like, we'll take them all in. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. These people, man, they have no business running and serving the public when the only people they care about is themselves.
This is why people love when Jay shows up. Look at Jay just dropping bombs. Just dropping
No, it's true. It's like
bombs.
well, I'm just saying, it's like even someone as smart as me can see what's going on, and it doesn't take.
Didn't you mean somebody as dumb as you can see what's going on?
Yeah. Well,
Okay. Okay. Just want to make sure.
I'm just saying, it's hideous. But I mean, the worst thing too, it's like these people are trying to get into our school systems and retrain our young people into thinking that their lifestyle or their way of life is correct. And so if they can get that, then they'll always have a voter, and they'll think that people like us that are on the outside looking in are always wrong. So it's there are some good teachers and stuff that are trying to have a different effect, and people really trying to change things up, but we have to get Trump into office. Like we just have to. And then hopefully by the time those 4 years are up, there'll be somebody else that will take the mantle and keep leading us in the right direction than where it needs to go. So because I don't see anybody else, and hopefully there will be somebody else that will step up, but we can't think that far ahead. Right now, we just have to get Trump into office.
I do think somebody will step up. I mean, you look at somebody like a Matt Gaetz, who's just been phenomenal. You've got some other really good, names out there that I think will start rising to the occasion once Trump gets back in office. But first and foremost is getting him back in, because if he doesn't get back in, we are screwed. I don't care who it is on the Republican side. If it ain't Trump, we're screwed.
Well, that's the thing. It's like when Trump is in office, we do see a lot of people's true colors just kind of shine a little bit, and we're like, oh, well, he's not who we thought he was,
Mm-hmm.
Because people, it's always been like it seems like it's been this way for a while. The progressive left of the Democrats push these policies, and the Republicans are too sissy scared to do anything or to try to stop it. And they just whine, and they're like, well, we need to work together. No, that time has passed. I'm sorry. That time has passed. And those people that are too scared and whiny to stand up for what is right, they just need to go. They just need to go. This is too crucial right now, especially with everything that's going on in the world. It's like you said, you put out a tweet today, Jeremy, that was 100% spot on, where you're just like, Twitter's disgusting today. I don't want to see it. And it's just like, you're right. Like I just don't want to see it.
It's hard to watch, man.
I don't want to see it. And I agree with you. I don't think this would happen if we had the right people in office. So right now, America's a laughing stock. The other countries think we're a freaking joke. Our president can't even walk off the stage. That's our leadership. What does he do? He cancels $130 billion in student loan debt. So everybody else has to everybody else has to pay for it. And man, sorry, man. You get me going on this thing. It's just like it's
Bro,
just
it's what it's all about,
horrible
man.
to see.
People love you here, man. They love hearing your perspective on it. That's what we need. We need that energy. Elsa Barrett for 20 says, quote, "You'll be seeing Jay a lot more on Geeks and Gamers," unquote. Does that have anything to do with you not repping Geeks and Gamers merch anymore? You taking a step back, Chief? No, not at all.
Jeremy,
I'm actually taking more of a step forward. You're actually
we're gonna push Jeremy to be more in the spotlight where he needs to be.
Yes,
So.
I'm gonna be making more videos on D-Day Cobra and Geeks and Gamers. In terms of me not repping G&G merch, it's just a matter of just like trying to like wear something different finally. But also, I try not to put the G&G logo too much intertwined into my D-Day Cobra channel because I'm highly political over here, and I don't want Geeks and Gamers tied into direct politics, but indirect is fine, but I'm way too political over here. But yeah, you'll be seeing more of me on Geeks and Gamers and D-Day Cobra in terms of making videos, because we have to in order to grow the channel. The channels are not growing. They're doing really well by maintaining, but they're not growing because I'm not making videos. So more videos are going to be happening, and they're going to be really good videos. You're going to be happy to see those for sure. Let's see. Jay Schwalbach for $26 says, "I bought 10 gifted books, Jay, and I want them on a chain in a restroom stalls in Orlando Airport."
I'll see what I can do. I'll see what I can do. This month of October is when the donated books are being shipped out to just to, we weren't raising money for a charity. I just said if we find communities such as Boys and Girls Club, different schools and stuff that want them, and if you want to be a part of that, I was going to try to get them to them anyway, but people came through and it was freaking awesome. So they're going to a lot of different places, and this is by the end of the month, before Halloween, they should get them. I know there's a lot of places locally in Florida because I spoke to them personally, but I don't know if I can get them in the stalls and bathrooms, but I'll see what I can do.
Shay Schwalbach's dropping Rumble rants and super chats on.
Look at that.
20 on Rumble and 25 on YouTube for the same damn super chat. And he says, Vivek needs to run for governor of California. I think he could save us. We have a very large and very wealthy Indian population in California who I think would support him. Governor first, then president. Best path for him. And then he sent the same thing on YouTube, but then he says, this was a Rumble rant. Man, you guys are throwing so many super chats and Rumble rants at me. And again, I am not complaining. I am trying my best to manage all of this. This is crazy tonight. And now that Jay's here, Laura Lynn Lance says, 199, hi, Geeks and Gamers. Beep. Hugs Krista, smooches Jay. Jeremy, when I go to Orlando, I want to meet y'all. Go Trump. Stop dividing our party, people. There we go.
Laura, I did get your email. Forgive me, I have not responded yet, but I will. She sent an email talking about when she's going to try to make a trip to Orlando. So
okay,
I will get back to you. I'll get back to you, Laura. I promise.
Did you see what happened at Disney World today, Jay?
Nope.
Me and Krista was watching it. Sneeko and Neon went to Disney World and live streamed to hundreds of thousands of people.
They went to Disneyland, right, in
World.
California.
No,
Oh, they were here in Orlando?
And
I was about to go, but
Neon got the cops
we're
called
more
on him and basically banned from all Disney property and Disney resorts.
Ah.
Yeah. Neon had 110,000 people watching him on Rumble while the cops were there with him. Disney security. It was crazy.
At Magic Kingdom?
Magic Kingdom. Yes.
That's hilarious.
Yes. And
it's got to still be up, right?
It's up. It's on Kick, and then Sneeko was streaming it on his Kick on his Rumble channel. Sneeko.
Not Aiden though. Aiden Ross.
Aiden wasn't there. Aiden wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
So, but yeah, it was wild. So
that's funny.
Freaking Neon, man, what a nut. But
yeah, he doesn't care.
J-Rock says
not the Clownfish TV person. Y'all thinking of
no. We're talking about Neon, who runs with Aiden Ross and Andrew Tate and all those guys. J-Rock says, it seems your chat has revolted against the Breets and revoked my membership. Well played, Jeremy. Don't start the Breeds crap, all right? We've had a good stream without you bringing that nonsense into it, J-Rock. And I see Orozco over on Rumble for 5 says, just got here. Where my Breeds at? My God. I can't. I have no control over his. Like, between the Rumble chat and the YouTube chat, it's crazy. No, not again. No. I don't think the Breeds have anything. I think they just try. It's really bad. It's really bad. Linko Ganobi says, what's up, Jeremy? It's for 10. I was watching you guys play Mario Kart, and now I'm watching you on CobraCast. I love your channel, and yes, we need Trump back in the White House. We need to have peace all around the country. Trump 2024. 199. Thank you so much. Elsid Barrett says Paul Joseph Watson made a decent video on it, covered both sides, and called out some politicians. I like Paul Joseph Watson, so I'll have to check that one out. Drakon for 10 says all the Middle East BS is just a way for the elites to get their World War III. Ukraine, Taiwan, Israel, it's Germany, Italy, and Japan all over again. We the people will not comply. Hail CobraCast. Hail the 199. Troy News. Nothing on the world stage is an accident. Divide and conquer while the elite plunder. Every bomb dropped is a profit made. Ukraine yesterday, Israel today, Taiwan tomorrow. I pray I'm wrong. Trump 2024. Well said.
Have you seen like some of the Hollywood people are getting like Mark Hamill's is totally getting destroyed? All the people that he freaking pandered to, you know, all those years, and he comes out and he's like, I'm with Israel. They're all like, you played Luke Skywalker and now you're oh, dude, he is getting destroyed. This is what happens, man.
Yeah.
It's what happens when you pander these people. Like, and then it's just, you know, they just swing on the next cause.
Yep.
You know, what's next? What flag should I put in my bio? I gotta know.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, I think like Razor Fist had like a tweet or something where it's the Andy, you know, I don't want to play with you anymore. He's dropping the Ukraine flag so he can pick up the Israel flag, you know, and that's But a lot of these people, a lot of the people that were like all in on the Ukraine thing, they're not necessarily supporting Israel. Like a lot of the people on the left, it's weird, man.
It's because they pander to the people that scream loud. Like they just, you know, and it's like one of the Kardashians, I don't know, one of them, they put on their Instagram support for Israel, and her fan base was like, this is terrible. It's a terrible take. These people are awful. And she deleted it and like apologized. It's like, it's so, these people they never ever will think for themselves. They will wait for the, you know, for the card to come in or the text to come in and say, this is what you need to support. This is what you need to say. This is what you need to do. We'll take care of the rest.
Yep.
So it's crazy.
That's how it goes. That's how it goes every damn time.
Imagine living your whole life like that, man. Like, it's just, I can't imagine.
Yeah, I mean, well, like I said, I mean, it's not that I back in the day, like, man, it was just like before the left kind of did all of this and weaponized people's political opinions, I was just like, I'm glad to not know anybody's political opinions, you know, and you know, back in the day, like growing up with all these actors, these directors, like what's the guy's name that he's crazy as hell now. He's a director. He did a lot of good movies back in the day. I think he directed A Few Good Men. Rob Reiner.
Oh yeah, Rob.
Okay.
Oh, dude, that dude's got TDS like no one's business, man.
Bro, A Few Good Men, I think, is one of the best acted movies ever.
100%.
It's so damn good.
It's really
Rob Reiner is a psychopath. Like, he is a psychopath. And I'm just going, I didn't need to know that. Like, I just appreciated your movie. A Few Good Men is fantastic. And now it's almost like it doesn't affect me watching A Few Good Men anymore. Like, it doesn't, but like just knowing that he is such a crazy person, like he is a psycho, a truly deranged, demented psychopath. And he's done a lot of
what about
good movies.
Keith Olbermann? I used to watch him on ESPN.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Keith Olbermann.
And then it's like, what the heck happened to this guy?
Yeah, exactly.
What is wrong with these people?
I know, man. And now I see.
But you look at their followers. Like, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you, Jeremy. Keith Olbermann has, I don't know, hundreds of thousands of followers, he tweets, gets like 10 likes, right?
Mm-hmm.
Which is really suspicious. And then, like, when he finally comes out with, you need to get more jabs and you need to get this, you snowflakes. It's like, then he'll finally get, like, his interaction will go up. But anything else, he's like, hey, today I'm doing this, I'm doing this. Like, nothing. Nobody cares. It's all very suspicious. Sorry, it just is. Listen, you can look at it. Krista's interaction. Krista will tweet a picture of a possum, get tons of interaction, more than Keith Olbermann, and she'll turn around and tweet about something else. It's just like, she has a following, and people follow her. So it's like these people don't seem like they have a following unless they say the right things.
Mm-hmm. They have to say the NPC, the latest NPC download.
Yes.
That's it right there. All day, every day. How long are you gonna hang, Jay? You can hang as long as you want. I just don't want you to feel like you gotta stay. So
no, keep going, man. I'm good.
Okay. All right, just to make sure I didn't keep you here. Let's see where we're at. Brocatron says, let's see. Remember, the old jihad is basically the Russian way of invading. Kill men and take the women. The Hadiths and the Quran say Christmas and Jews are basically evil, even though the Quran confirms existing scriptures. Thank you, Brocatron. Brocatron is a beast at Titanfall. I'm going to keep saying that. It kind of pisses me off, but he's really good. Let's see. I got Vice with the $10. Let's talk about sexism in gaming. Alan Tanasi says, scanning in after dinner, back in the house. I have always been anti-war since the Bush Jr. days. Hail! Hail! Let's see. We got Hayden Wayne says, happy birthday to Nanashi Momet. I think that's how you say it.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday. And Celluloid. Is it Celluloid Dream? Why'd you take the Dream off of there?
I didn't.
No, not you. Not you. I meant like his name. So, by the way, Jed, or was it Jed or one of you, the scan in that you have right now on the banner, Hailstorm, does that actually send anybody anywhere? I know it's covered right now.
It sends them to your live stream.
Okay. Can we get it to where it sends them to the direct donation page on the website? Can we do that?
I can make it go to wherever you want.
And we're gonna have to. Well, here I can move this down.
And they can actually, scan.
There we go. See, there we go. Now,
like if they take a cell phone up to that screen, it'll scan it.
There we go. See there, Hailstorm's doing good work right there. And again, you can thank Jay for the scan in meme. You can thank Jay for that one.
Welcome.
Jay made that one happen. It's amazing, man. What's up?
Thank Jay for a lot of memes.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
It is true. Thank Jay for a lot of memes.
True.
Let's see. Celluloid. At my job, we make military equipment. I got a giant raise, and honestly, the money has never been better. Obviously, the crap we're making is going to Ukraine. Here, have some of my blood money. Well, thank you, kind of. But I hear what you're saying. And again, war is a business. It just is. And it's a sad, sad reality of where we are.
Yes.
Jay Schwalbach for $15 says, yeah, gas here in Central Cali is $5.99 a gallon. It's a tax on the little people. They keep pissing on us. Yeah, man. It's disgusting. Like, everything is out of control right now. How do people, like, I'm sorry, bro. I just, there's no way you're going to convince me Trump doesn't just absolutely annihilate Biden this next time. There's just no way.
No, they're gonna do it if Biden actually is gonna run, which you and me both have said. I think they're trying to figure out how to get Newsom in there.
Mm-hmm.
So they won't. Biden won't debate. They won't do any of that stuff. So it's gonna be a clown show from that side.
Mm-hmm.
You honestly think they would want to put Biden in a debate with Donald Trump for the presidency?
Well,
there is no way they would put them in a presidential debate. No way.
No, I don't think so. So I mean, hypothetically, right now, gun to my head, if you ask me, I don't think Biden runs. But I still think that it's very, very possible that he does, but I just don't think he does. But let's just hypothetically say he does. If Biden runs, they are going to use war as COVID, and I said this 6 months ago, and that's basically they're going to be like, President Biden doesn't have time to engage in debates with a racist and a sexist and an insurrectionist, and he's too busy focusing on winning the war or something like that. That's what they're going to do. That's what they're going to do. Newsom said he isn't running, says Bull Bear. Oh, I'm sure he did. I'm sure he has said that because that's the whole point. That's the whole point.
He has to say that now.
Yeah. But yeah, I think
something will happen. I'll be like, he's unfit. We need somebody. And he's like, well, if my country needs me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Absolutely.
And look at all these stats in California.
Yep. What's up?
Jeremy, I put a video in the CobraCast DM, and I think it's important to play it because it shows that the Iranian people are not the Iranian government, and those people are really brave. So,
okay,
if you play it, it'd be awesome.
Okay, let me see if I can find it really quick.
Hey, Jeremy.
Hey.
I also posted a video on Twitter that I think you might want to play, and it might, I don't know, it might make you feel some way.
Do we have a beer to shame tonight? I don't know.
Yep.
Where's that at? Oh, here we go. Okay, all right. I'll play yours in a minute. So let me play the one you just posted from Gabriel. Eric, is that right?
That's the one.
All right.
Yep.
So tell me what I'm showing everybody. Break it down for me real quick before I show it.
You're basically showing a soccer stadium full of people, and they're all chanting, stick the Palestinian flag up your ass to Palestine.
All right, here we go. There we go, right there. So, and that's good to have perspectives because, I mean, it sucks. The whole thing sucks. Watching all of this play out and seeing the division, seeing people like Jordan B. Peterson and Ben Shapiro cheering at war and level them, finish them. It's like, bro, are you like a Mortal Kombat like announcer here or something? Like, finish them, fatality. It's so wild, man. Zevin Cross just dropped $100 super chat. $100, Jay. 100.
100.
Hundy. It says, yeah, man, I missed the 90s and early 2000s. Famous people didn't talk about their politics like now. Boom. Thank you so much, brother. Willie Will is here in the house. What's up, Willie Will? And Jay, do you know what time it is, Jay? Show's not over. Show's not over, but do you know what time it is, Jay?
Beard of shame?
It's time for the beard of shame. It's time for the beard
I gotta
of
know.
Shame.
Who won it?
All right. So the problem is Jay, you're not gonna be able to see it because you're in the Discord call. You'll see the
10-second delay.
The 10-second delay. So without further ado, here we are. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, CobraCast 199 proudly presents to you tonight's Beard of Shame.
Yeah, fuck you.
Elizabeth?
Heartfelt.
Hi, we're your local high-speed internet and cable provider, Spectrum. Are you looking for a fast, reliable internet connection with 24/7 access to the best customer support technicians,
Spectrum.
all at a fair price? Fuck you. You'll take what we give you. You'll have the option of choosing from several of our completely unwarranted ripoffs, including internet speeds up to 200 times slower than Korea at twice the price. We are Spectrum. Want to watch CobraCast without lag? Resolution higher than 360p? Too bad. We've won the beard of shame more times than Joe Biden has fallen downstairs, and that's saying a lot.
Well said. Yes, Spectrum deserved the beard of shame. They've won it how many times now? Like
Setting records, man. Setting records.
Hailstorm don't even have to do work anymore. You know?
Yeah.
Hailstorm don't even have to do no
Well,
work.
to be
anymore.
fair, I was about to say something because you never gave me a beard.
Hold on. Now you don't get to do that. All right, Krista's here, and you guys are all in a Discord call. She was supposed to post whatever the options were, so she has the ability to post a poll.
But you didn't let me finish.
Okay.
Spectrum kind of just walked into it, so I was like, okay, here you go.
At least I didn't get it tonight. At least I didn't get the damn beard of shame. So there you go. But yeah, I'm so sick of this crap, dude. Like, it was so nice being in Pensacola, being able to stream with no hiccups, no issues. You got Spectrum too, right, Jay?
Unfortunately, that's all I can have here.
Yeah, it's so crazy.
It's weird how
man.
it's like this state, how it's like there's many counties where that's your only option. Like, that's it. Nothing else.
It's so wild, man. And you're like an hour from HQ.
Yeah.
Jeez. It's
wild.
That's really amazing that's the only option here in Orlando, Florida.
Well, like 2 counties, like if I drive, like when I'm heading to HQ and like there's another county in between, they all have, you can get what is it? The Vios.
Yeah. Verizon.
Yeah, what is that called? Holy crap!
The 5G.
I'm so stuck on Spectrum.
Fiber. You're talking about fiber.
The fiber optic. Yeah.
Okay.
They get fiber optics.
Yeah.
So.
Yep.
It's like that's like 2 gigs up and down. That's crazy.
It's crazy. It'd be so nice if I had that here. I'd have no problems whatsoever. I'd have no problems. But you know, here we are with this dog shit, and it's very frustrating. Very frustrating. All right, Stuart Hamilton dropped 5 D-Day Cobra memberships. Thank you, Stuart. I appreciate that, brother. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier keeps dropping all those gifties. I'm looking to see if I can catch up on those first. And that's all the gifted memberships, I think. There's another one. Oh, Marco said dropped a member for 2 months. The world is messed up. Yes, it is. Sorry, Jed. I know I'm jumping around a lot. Eric K2 says no. Let's see. Nice to be back in the snake pit. Missed you all. We missed you too, Eric. We missed you too. Jameson says beard of shame for Biden having barbecue. As everything burns. Yeah, I mean, Biden doesn't know where he's at, man. He really doesn't.
He pees his pants.
Yeah, pees and.
I'm sorry, he
pants.
does.
Yeah.
He needs to go to a home or something and just live out his days training his dogs. They just bite people.
Yeah, it's so disgusting. It really is. Brocatron, my cousin, was saying how she liked when Arnold stood up to Trump. I live in a clown world, and she was talking ish about Mel Gibson. Send help. Yeah, Arnold Schwarzenegger will always be jealous of the fact that he took over the Celebrity Apprentice from Donald Trump, and it only lasted a season because the ratings tanked.
Because it sucked.
The ratings tanked, and he's always going to be jealous of that. It's crazy. Look at Willie Will. It says at chat. Thank you very much. With much love and peace. Willie Will, man, good peeps right there. Good peeps indeed. Kevin Cron says 393 days till Trump becomes 47th president, brings back peace to the world by bankrupt Iran. He will make us energy independent again. Trump 2024. I meant to hit on this point earlier, but I was basically talking about, how it is frustrating where we are, for sure. The time and everything that we're dealing with, it's frustrating. It's necessary. It's necessary. And I've talked about this many times on this show, but it is necessary in order to get to where we needed to go. I remember 2016, a lot of people that follow politics that I know, not talking about talking heads and stuff like that. And they were massive Trump supporters when they were like, the numbers just aren't there. The demographics aren't there for the country, from voters, registration, all of this. There's no way he can win. And of course he did in 2016, and it took everybody by surprise. And you're looking at that, and with what happened in 2020, we needed that. We needed the wake-up call. Again, right now, in any, I don't even think a fair election. Trump is, again, I think Posobiec said it best. He's now polling better than the margin of fraud at this point. He is polling so damn high.
Yeah.
And I just think that we needed this wake-up call to get people that were in the middle or people that leaned to kind of I'm not a big fan of Trump or whatever. I think this is all necessary. It's all necessary to get us to where we needed to go, to get him in this position. That's what I believe.
They trying, though. They trying to make sure that people can't vote for him.
Yes, they 100%.
Let's just make some false allegations and stuff. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
These people are going to look retarded when this is all said and done. These court hearings and all that stuff. And they think that they're standing on the right side of history. They think they're going to go down in history as the heroes that saved America by putting Trump, taking him to court for the most ridiculous allegations ever.
Yep.
While cocaine was found in the White House, and people are like, I don't know how it got there.
Yeah, notice how that story just went away?
Yeah.
They stopped talking about it.
How'd that happen? Well, we cleaned it up, folks. It's all good. We have a lot of visitors. Somebody might have just spilled it. No big deal.
It's amazing. It really is.
It's crazy. Imagine if Trump was in office and someone found cocaine. Do you know that would be the talking point forever?
Ever.
When it comes to him? It would never stop. Yeah, 100%. It would never stop.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, well, you know why he never slept? Because cocaine was found in the White House. I'm like, yeah.
Yep.
But, under Biden administration, it's like, we cleaned it up. It might have been a worker. That's all.
It's unbelievable. You know what else is unbelievable? Willie Will just dropped 20 gifted memberships. Thank you, Willie Will. Crushing it.
What else is amazing is Willie Wills is having his anniversary right now.
Really? Oh, man.
Yes,
Willie Will, happy anniversary, brother. All right, now the chat has got to just show Willie Will all the love. All the love, man. That is great to hear. Shout out to you, Willie. Congratulations, brother. That's good stuff right there. Hell yeah, man. So now the congrats. And that's why I like having the chat on the screen. You get to see that chat just go crazy. That's why I like seeing that. Stuart Hamilton dropping 5 more gifted memberships as the chat just floods at Willie Will with a huge amount of congratulations. That is awesome. Awesome indeed. Capinova says, hail the snake pit, or hail the 199 snake pit forever. That's right. Alan Tanassi's got a point here, Jay. He says Biden is running to the bathroom to get wiped.
Or to the ice cream parlor.
Yeah, I heard that. Oh, man. James says Donald Trump indict the mother effers remix bros is epic. I'll have to check that out. Alan Tanassi says peace and America first. Fantastic Mr. Knox, hail, scanning in 199. I despise what I am seeing with this pro support of what Palestine is doing. It's disgusting. What's going especially in Sydney is wrong. MK Solid 82 says Arnold Schwarzenegger says Biden is my president in a recent interview for his book. Of course he does. Arnold is Arnold's kind of in that territory with like Howard Stern and Eminem, with just like how embarrassing they are now.
Yeah, because they're not relevant. Arnold Schwarzenegger used to be one of the biggest movie stars ever in the 80s and early 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Could do no wrong. Then he ran, as a Republican and won California. And that was the decline of his, popularity. And then after that, he just never really did anything. And so to stay relevant, they have to do the talking points.
Yep.
They have to follow everything.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Arnold lost, like, I loved Arnold Schwarzenegger. I still love his movies.
Hang on just a second. Hayden Wayne is taking off, everybody. So everybody wish
take care, Hayden.
Hayden Wayne a good night. I call Hayden Wayne. I call Hayden 75 Hayden Wayne because I say he's the Bruce Wayne of the G&G community. So that's why I refer to him as Hayden Wayne for the uninitiated. So good night, Hayden. We appreciate you, brother.
Hayden, good people.
Have a good night, man. All right, go ahead, Jay. I'm sorry to interrupt.
No,
you.
I was just saying, like, what really lost me with Arnold was when he was sitting in his jacuzzi with his private zoo on his how many acre house saying, hey, look, we all got to stay in our homes, during the whole lockdown stuff. And I'm like, there are people with a family of 6 in a 1-1, and you live on a freaking ranch with basketball courts and gymnasiums. And it's like, don't tell the average American, like they gotta, like that you're suffering with us. Give me a freaking break, dude. Like that's such a joke, man. Like that yeah, screw your freedom. That's what.
Yep. Screw your freedoms. That's what he said.
You remember that video? He was like sitting in front of, like in his jacuzzi, had like all these animals around him that live on his ranch.
Yep.
He's like, we're all making a sacrifice, guys. We're all suffering with you. I'm like, what?
It's their projection is off the chart. It really is
crazy.
It really is. By the way, I know. So Hailstorm, if you need to get out of here or whatever you need to do, it's fine. Same with Jed Jed's got to do super chats, but if Krista or whatever, you guys, whatever you need to do. I know we're way over on time, but
it's my fault.
So. No, it's
You
not.
think I sleep?
No, you don't. I know for a fact you don't actually. So I'm okay with you staying here because I don't like you anyway. Is that okay, Hailstorm? Notice he didn't answer me. By the way, shout out to Hailstorm for the moving background here with the American flag for the background. He's also working on one for Geeks and Gamers right now, which I think is going to be very cool. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he comes up with on that one. And so hey, Aaron Fever's in the chat. What's up, Aaron Fever? I saw somebody said Jeremy's meal tickets leaving when I said goodbye to Hayden. Yeah, I mean, because I've never got another super chat. Only Hayden's the only person that's ever done it. But I'm sure it makes people mad that CobraCast gets the amount of support that we get.
Of course they do.
And I'm okay with you being angry about that. I'm okay with you being upset about that. But the reality of it is I could make a lot more money if I just make videos. That's really what it comes down to. That's it. Daniel says it was just a joke, Jeremy. All right, well, if it was just a joke, then that's okay. Sometimes I can't tell, okay? But as long as you were just joking, that's fine. Hayden's going back to his ranch and zoo, says Aaron Fever. Does he have a ranch and a zoo? I want to go. Krista, do you want to go to Hayden's ranch and zoo?
Yes.
Let's go. Hayden, set it up. Let's have a CobraCast tour of your ranch and zoo, if you have one. Doug B says, be mad.
I am
50.
mad.
How mad are you, Jay?
I ate my entire chocolate bar quickly. Angry.
What? Oh man, Jay couldn't figure out something to say.
I don't know.
All good though,
I don't
Daniel.
Really I never get mad.
If you were legitimately joking, it's all good. Let's see. Daniel says, guess I got to remember to add LOL at the end since Jeremy doesn't get sarcasm. No, not that. It's hard to tell. Listen, okay. When you have 1,500 people watching your stream and you have a Rumble stream with 200 people watching, and you're trying to interact as much as possible, you just, like, I see something and I take it an opportunity to respond to it. And if it's not like somebody I respond to consistently, then sometimes I don't know if they're joking or not. So all good though. Now I'm going to remember you, Daniel. Now I'm going to remember you. So it's all good. You know what I mean? And you didn't have a membership either. So I'm like, well, does he just have membership gifting turned off? Any Rumble rants? I read one of yours, Johnny the Whiz Kid. I read one of your Rumble rants already about your gifted memberships. Let's see. Don't be sensitive. Who, me? You know I'm not sensitive. Jay's never nice to me. Who invited Jay?
Yeah,
anyway?
I only traveled to like 8 different states to buy him a G.I. Joe figure because I love the guy.
That's true. Brand account, that's why it's great. Got you, Daniel. Got you. John Jones says, I see people saying we regret voting for Biden. If you were stupid enough to vote for him in the first place, sorry, I don't trust you or your judgment. Honestly, like, I'm at a point where, like, I feel like, man, we need as many people as possible to wake up. So, like, part of me wants to be sympathetic to him. But the other part does go, like, if you were dumb enough to vote for Biden in 2020, I don't know what the fuck to help you. I can't help you at this point. I mean, obviously, I want as many people as possible to wake up to the reality of it. But I really think that you're a really stupid person if you voted for Biden in 2020. It's okay to be stupid. I've done stupid things in my life, too. But holy shit, man, what made you vote for this man in 2020 over Donald Trump after what he did for the 4 years as president? I don't get it.
Well, I have a feeling that some of them did.
Yeah, I know. I know.
And now it's like, you know, you want to know what's really weird too? It's like I have seen people that were like, if our government can steal an election, what's the point in voting? You know, and it's like they're kind of like either scared or whatever, and it's like, we've got to. You got to get out there, man. You got to make it happen.
They want to break people's spirits.
Yeah, exactly. They want to divide us and break our spirits, and that's exactly what they want to do. Yep. Exactly. And then like make the economy so bad that we become dependent on the government. You can't tell me canceling $1 billion in student loan doesn't help them secure some college kids' vote, you know? It's like, hey, we paid off all your debt, you know, like we paid off all the debt that you borrowed. Now you need to vote for us. If not, those evil people are going to get back in office and change it, and you're going to have to pay for it again. That's exactly what they're going to say.
Yep.
It's exactly what they're going to say. Yep. And people will get scared and be like, I don't want my bill again. Let me vote for them.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
It is.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Sacred Clown TV for 10 says, forgive me, Jeremy. I really effed everything up with this flag ordeal, and then life got crazy, so I dropped off a bit. I've been listening when I can, and you will get this damn flag. $199 for life. Never ask. Like, you don't have to ask for any forgiveness, bro. It's the fact that you've been trying to do something on that level is appreciated. So it's all good, man. I'm sorry things have come up for you and created some issues, but yeah, man, I'm really sorry to hear that. But thank you for it's a thought that counts. It really is. Lost Tale says, D-Deck Cobra, hopefully you've seen my messages. I feel like I'm spamming right now. My bad. Tonight, Lost Tales. I mean, I've seen your stuff on Discord and everything. I mean, I always see stuff, but is there anything specific tonight that you've been saying in the chat? Because I haven't been seeing much in the chat from you tonight. So if there's anything in particular, please let me know. Let's see. Kevin Cron says the only good thing Spectrum did was give us Jay in CobraCast. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Coop for $2 says, please tell me to vote. Let's see. People tell me. Wait, please tell people to vote or Trump loses. Okay. Please tell people to vote or Trump loses. Yeah, I mean, there's certain people who just won't do it, and I mean, I get it when that's your principles and stuff, but I don't know, you know. I like when people have their own opinions and they're able to do stuff, but time will tell. Heads up for a 50. How did I miss that one? Heads up for a 50. Says no more war. People have to stop dying. Thank you. Heads up. I didn't even see that one come through. Thank you, brother. It's amazing. And I agree with everything you said.
When you got, can I just pop in real quick?
Yes.
Some people in the chat were like, Jay got overturned the student loan. No. They did an executive order. President Biden tweeted on October 4th, my administration work to fix our broken student loan system has led to the approval of $127 billion in debt cancellation for nearly 3.6 million Americans, and we're not done yet. So they were able to get that part approved and pushed it through. So $127 billion has been canceled from student loans. And guess who gets to pay for it?
Unbelievable.
Yeah. There goes the roads that we want fixed, and maybe some new computers for schools and whatever. I mean,
yep. Good
Lord.
It really is amazing. It really is amazing that we've ended up in this.
It's buying
place.
votes, brother. That's
Yeah.
it's exactly what they're doing.
Yep.
Dude, imagine like people, it happens to people all the time. They charge up their credit. Like, what if I went out and like bought the biggest house I couldn't afford, cars I couldn't afford? I charged everything up, and I went to the president. I'm like, hey, I can't buy food. Oh, no problem. We'll pay off all your debt. There you go. Go live. But you better vote for us. So these people are gonna come back and reverse it. You know, of course they're gonna vote for them. It's insanity.
Yep.
It's insanity. Yeah. What about the hardworking people that paid off their student loan? Did they get like some kind of tax credit or something? Crazy. I don't know.
Magun Ra says, I just wanted to say I've got a lot of respect for you, Jeremy. Never let anyone push you into believing or doing what they want. Well, thank you, brother. I appreciate that. And yeah, that's always kind of been my stance on stuff. I mean, it kind of goes back to like why I've never had a sip of alcohol, never done a drug, never smoked a cigarette. And trust me, growing up in school and playing sports, I was heavily pushed to do all of that stuff with the circles I was running in, and I just never did. Just on principle alone. It was a decision I made that I was never going to do it, and I never, ever, ever allowed. I was never going to allow anyone to, swindle me into it or bully me into it or pressure me into it or whatever. Just never was going to happen. $10 Rumble rant from Sean says, Jeremy, Trump is going to win. The Iranians are aware he will be in power in a year. They were desperate to destroy the treaties with the other Islamic state. They knew Israel had to respond. That makes a lot of sense, for sure. And the momentum is all on Trump's side. It really is. It really is. Matt G. Hammond says, have you seen the Klaus Schwab parody songs video in the vein of Time Life music? I haven't. I'll have to check that one out. And I see you got a link for it. I just got to get to these super chats because I'm so far behind, and it's Jay's fault. So
yes, I take it.
What?
I take the blame.
Okay. You just kind of mumbled there for a minute. Cody J. Braun VA says, not sure if it's true, but Greg Kelly has reported that the fraud charges that local judge brought forth just got overturned by the appeals court. Can somebody look that up for me? Greg Kelly, who's on, is he Newsmax or OAN? I can't remember. Alan Tanasi for 5 says, the only thing we're opening our borders is Kamala Harris's legs.
Wow.
Ryan Guy says 6'3", 215, Return of the Jedi. You know what? On that note, I've got. Do you want to see an athlete? Okay, this is a true athlete. Now, I want to go ahead and tell every single person in the chat. Okay, before I show you what I'm going to show you, you just need to understand something. Okay, Donald Trump. Okay. Donald Trump is an athlete. You're never going to reach the level of athlete that Donald Trump is, okay? But this right here, I don't know
Tennis?
why. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know why.
Play it.
I don't know why people don't talk about this. And I guess, is this Venus or Serena? I can't remember which one it is. This is real. When I first saw this, because I've never seen this. So when I first saw this on social media a couple days ago, I'm like, is this fucking AI? You know what I mean? Like, I didn't know. This is an athlete. Okay, here we go.
And Donald Trump is always where the cameras are when it involves making money. And today at Lowe's Island in Sterling, Virginia, he opened the Tennis Performance Center. Trump volleyed with Serena Williams, shoes off, coat on. Donald Trump showing he's got some game, some little. It's right there at the Trump National Club. Both are tremendous facilities. It was good to see him out there, and the fans seem to enjoy it. And
athlete,
Donald
baby.
Trump is always
Athlete, 6'3", 215. That is a generational athlete. But seriously, I'd never seen this. Had you ever seen this, Jay?
No, it's some crazy footage someone found. It's amazing.
Look at that.
I thought
swing.
I thought it was AI. Like, I literally thought, like, this isn't real, and it's like, no, this has actually happened.
Oh man, it's so funny. Yeah, I
Crazy.
So is it real? Because it can't. Is it real? It can't be real. It can't be real. I don't know if it's real or not. So, but I don't know. What do you think? Is it real, Jay?
It's real.
Let's see.
It's older, but it's real.
So, man, it's
If
so
you-
hard to. It's
If you
so
scroll down, it says it happened in like 2000 and did it say, was it 2009?
Let's see. Let me look.
Or is it 2016? Yeah, something like that. I saw the link underneath of it
Let me
of
see.
like the actual article.
So is this like? Let's see. Hang on. I'm looking. It's got to be real.
It's real.
I just never saw that, and you would think that it would have been a thing.
Somehow it would have been around, yeah.
So right here. All right. So right here, this is where I originally saw it. So it says Donald Trump, 6'3", 215 of peak performance, playfully played Serena Williams in a suit with no shoes. And it says, for those asking, this was 8 years ago at a fundraiser. So I don't know. Wait. While DeSantis is attacking blacks, Trump has always worked with us. What does that have to do with the tweet?
It's crazy.
So I guess, like I said, man, it's really hard to tell if anything's real anymore. The fact that I have never seen that clip was very confusing to me. You know what I mean? And I'm like, I thought it was AI. And then I saw people say, like, no, it's real. It's real. And the fact that you can't tell anymore is terrifying. I'm going to say that it probably is real, but I'm still skeptical.
No, it's real, man. I'm telling you.
I'm still skeptical on this shit, dude. I don't know, man. Why have I never seen this before? Has anybody else seen this? Let's see. Google it, Jeremy. What does it mean? Why did Trump post this? Trump posted this on True Social the same day it came out. So why he did that?
I know.
Trump is such a badass, dude. Yeah. Let's see. There's some people are like convinced it's real, and others are convinced it's fake.
Here it is right here. Before becoming president of the United States, Donald Trump decided to open a modern tennis facility in 2015 at the Tennis Performance Center at Trump National Golf Course in Sterling. During the event, Serena Williams, who also was there to promote the tennis center. Speaking about it, Williams said, "It's good that we have this city." So, and then they show the video right below it of Trump doing a couple, like, you know, hitting the tent, like what you just showed.
Okay.
So 2015, the video is from 2015.
Okay.
It's real.
Well, that's man. That's I mean,
Still real to me, damn it.
He is an athlete. We know that for a fact. Okay, he is an athlete.
He was about 210 in that video.
Yeah, 210. Yeah, and he decided to bump up like 5 extra pounds.
Yeah,
of
he had to
muscle
bulk up.
so.
He had to carry the weight of the world on his shoulders, man.
Oh man. Jeremy will still doubt it. Listen, it's not that I doubt it. It's that I am scared of AI. Okay. Dude, I just got a new Tupac song the other day, okay? Like,
Yeah, right.
like,
Oh, dude.
It's this AI shit is fucking wild, man. It really is. Nate Hausman for 5 says Israel has both good guys and bad guys. The Mossad set Israel up just like our 3-letter orgs screw us over. Gerald Armstrong says Dr. Steve has good videos on this. The Duran is also great. Fantastic Mr. Knox Crowder sounds like Ben Shapiro puke. Adrian T says, I'd recommend Al Jazeera News for objective coverage on this topic and the point of view from the other side, which you often don't see in the West media. Yeah, I'm familiar with Al Jazeera TV or news. Scotty says the only solution is Trump wins and we get some semblance of order in the world along with the dissolution of the UN. Enough is enough. Let's see here. Gerald Armstrong says the problem is that Israel is a Jewish state. All other religions are second-class citizens in Israel. Tin Head says another this was video leaves out. Another thing probably this video leaves out is that Palestine was created to spite the Jews when the Roman Empire conquered the majority of Israel. That was probably the PragerU video, I think. Let's see. Bob R says makes my day. Mount Mutt says want to know Hamas. Google Sheeny Luke. Is that how it's Loke? It's hard to read what it says in the sheet here. Anna Gotten says, have you seen YouTube blocking the video reproducer because ad blockers? I haven't. I don't run ad blocker, so I don't know anything about ad blocker. I heard some people saying something about ad blocker earlier, but I've never run ad blocker, so I don't know anything about it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that either.
Yeah, I've heard some people talking about it though for sure. Let's see. Bob R says, waiting for Hayden to say, I am Chatman. The fan with no name says, I don't think you support Trump enough. Hashtag fake fan. Fake fan. Chris Trapp says, there are millions of radical Islam supporters in America who must be stopped. They slaughtered innocent Jews and kidnapped Holocaust survivors. Heads Up says, I feel Donald is the giant in the room. Vivek is just making sure his opinions are heard. Donald Trump is the giant in every room he's in. It doesn't matter who's in the room with him. And I said this before he became president. Donald Trump just has that presence about him. He's the most important man in every room he walks in, no matter who's in that room. That's just who he is. It's who he's always been. Shadow Knight says, I voted no. I personally think a dedicated content segment and super segment should be included. Supers can derail the content, which is news, etc. Oh, talking about do I do a good job of it? Well, that's still not answering the question, though, Shadow Knight. My question was, do I do a good job of balancing out the two? You're answering a question I didn't ask because you're saying that Super Chat should be its own segment, but that's not a question I asked. I asked, do I do a good job of balancing Super Chats along with the content? And you can still say no, but you're answering a question I didn't ask. So the problem I see is combining supers and content reads and create massive tone shifts. If the content 100%, there will be more context for supers. Yeah, and again, I totally understand that, and that is how some streamers do it for sure. And I'm not saying my way is the right way or the wrong way. I think there's got to be a balancing act to it because, I mean, right now, this stream alone, we've got $1,500 in chat revenue and 82 memberships. That is well over, it's almost $2,000 collectively. I consider that a lot of money. And I also consider everyone's money hard-earned money. And if you choose to give me your money, I think I should choose to try to read it at the best of my ability. But also, again, there's got to be a balancing act for sure. Eric K says, Jeremy missed my super chat. You're not allowed to speak ever again, Eric K. I was waiting for him to say something. So,
I'm not. Why not?
Just messing with you. Shadow Knight, you do good work, Jeremy. The poll is not black and white. No, and Shadow Knight, I know you're a big supporter anyway, so I have no problem with your answer. I just wanted to clarify that, yeah, it was just more so, do I do a good job of the balancing? You still can not like the fact that I read the super chats at all, but it's still the question of is direct. Do I do a good job of balancing the two?
Hey, Jeremy, I'm going to bounce, man. I'm going to finish this video and get this uploaded. It's almost 2 a.m.
All right, man.
Hail to the greatest chat on YouTube, the Snake Pit. You guys are freaking amazing. Get Jeremy to #1. We need it. I'm out.
Appreciate you, brother. Have a good night, man. Let's see. I don't know what this name is. Jed, what is this name? I can't read it. It's all.
I've got no clue either. I can Google it, but yeah, I've never seen that name before.
I'm talking about the actual the person that sent the super chat.
Oh, that's Prophet 2.
Oh, it's all mashed together, so I couldn't say.
They did the weird thing where the A and the E are together.
Oh, okay. Prophet
that was
2.
a font choice.
Yeah, I think this is a VTuber. The person that won the happy birthday for Momet, I think, it's the same person that the reason I think it's a VTuber is probably because Hayden Wayne wanted to wish a happy birthday to him too. Hayden follows a lot of VTubers. Sarah for 499 says, I worry about Vivek decides to ever grow out his beard. He would look like a Taliban. That's really good. Troy New says, I'm voting for Tucker Carlson in 2028. Eric K. Jay is pushing facts like he pushed Pooh Bear. That's pretty good. J-Rock says, join me, Breets. Why? Because Jeremy suffers. Bob R. 3-point system to fix the U.S. 1 term limits, 2 lobbyist banned, and 3 all politicians over 65 auto-retired. Mitchell Field says, my 2 favorite streamers, Canadian Bear and Dr. Breet. J-Rock says, Jay is a closet Breet. Come out, AJ. Chris Trapp says, Trump 2024 supporters being targeted by FBI. This is true. Lying Dogface Pony Soldier, have you seen the old video of Farfur, the Palestinian children's TV Mickey Mouse? Farfur hates Israel. Farfur coaches the kids to hate on public TV. I have not seen that. Eric K says, Biden is on camera kicking his dog. Stupid mother effer. He's a horrible person. Phantasm Mr. Knox says, talk about how mainstream media had to retract the story about Trump sharing nuclear secrets to Australian billionaire. Yeah, well, they've had to do that a lot, actually. Kevin Cron says, the only thing Spectrum did is gave us Jay and CobraCast. Hell yes. Let's see. We got, let's see where we're at. Over on Rumble, Lord of the Reese says, hail the Snake Pit and hail the 199. Just uploaded videos to both my Rumble and both my Rumble channels, one to my music channel and one to my gaming, whatever I feel like channel. YouTube is ass-ho. Thank you. Appreciate that, Lord of the Reed. Johnny the Whiz Kid, I do stand with Israel, given how I've learned a bit of history and seeing the actions. If Palestine never wanted compromise or Israel to exist, there's little choice to do when it comes to retaliation. Big Wig Cthulhu says, Biden is and has done everything they said untruthfully about Donald Trump, only worse by orders of magnitude. Absolutely. Vault 95 Survivor, the fastest way to end the new war is to elect Trump. Johnny the Whiz Kid, I'm going to wear my F Biden t-shirt everywhere I go, even to the Retro Gaming Expo in Portland. I'm nervous for going, but I'll be with friends, so I'll keep everyone updated on my safety. Be safe, brother. Be safe. Big Wig Cthulhu says, Jeremy, our intelligence is worse because we no longer have assets in Afghanistan. Our assets in Afghanistan had family networks all over the Middle East. Biden betrayed them. Vault 95 Survivor says, kind of wondering where the EU cheapskate nations are engaging the new war. U.S. working class paid 100% of the bill. Fuck it. Let them deal with it. If they're concerned, we have our own problems, 100%. Vault 95 Survivor says, Jeremy, how many 199 tokens would you accept to eat corn the long way on stream? Not enough. I don't even eat corn, so ain't happening. Beardo will do it, though. By the way, subscribe to Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. I think we can get Tabletop, like, how many subscribers away from, they're almost at 10K over there. I made an appearance on Geeks and Gamers Tabletop, okay? The past 2 weeks, all right? And I had a lot of fun over there, and apparently people really enjoyed my appearance. Tabletop is almost, bro, come on. They are so close. They are so close. If you guys can help get Tabletop to 10,000 subscribers, all right? Look how close they are right there. Tabletop is so close. Like, I think they're like less than 100 subs away. Come on. Everybody got to subscribe to Tabletop. Let's get them to 10,000 subscribers, okay? 10,000 subscribers. Let's go. Come on. Come on. I think we can do it. I think we can do it. That would be perfect if we could get that done. Let's see where we're at. What's up, Josh, with the new membership? Thank you, Josh. Appreciate that. Let's see if we can get them. But Arudai's done a great job with this channel, so I really do appreciate him. All right, look, we gained a couple more. Let's see if we can get it. Let's see. I'll do a refresh here in just a minute. We'll see where we're at. Johnny the Whiz Kid says, I got that one. Oh, no, wait, hang on. I've never complained, but I don't have a way to receive any gifted memberships. Yeah, I did read that one, Johnny, earlier. Vault 95 Survivor says, do you remember when Trump was nominated for a second time for the Nobel Peace Prize? The corporate content creators, formerly mainstream media, said to end the Peace Prize. Look up the articles. That doesn't surprise me at all. Vault 95 Survivor says, and if the U.S. were keeping doing military strikes on random countries, Lindsay and Haley style, what is to keep Red China from striking the USA? They have 1 billion more people and all the manufacturing. I think we're in for some bad news if this continues. Johnny Whizkiz, do you have another meetup coming soon? I need to make plans ahead of time if I plan to see you again. So we're looking at the OmegaCon time frame here in Orlando for our next meetup. I'm working on that now. So I will keep you guys posted for sure as soon as I get some more information on that. Aussie Dad Andrew, welcome to the Snake Pit. Squiddy Girl says DeSantis really did shoot himself in the foot by running in 2024 instead of 2028. Had he waited, he would have a clear path to the presidency. Absolutely. Still leg of history. I get to see my niece, who I don't get to see often. So I picked up a 4-round ribeye roast and will be cutting it, turning it into 2 steaks for us. Hell yes, still leg of history. Happy to hear that, brother. Jacob Rodriguez says, let's see, why does Ann sound like a crazy lady? She thinks she's bigger and better than Trump. She's delusional and crazy if she thinks bigger than Trump. My Ann Coulter. Richie says, Ann Coulter is the personification of a raw sewage of a human form. Paul Stella says, no Trump and World War starts, but he was the one that was supposed to start it, right? It's called projection every time from these freaks. Duke of Bad Dog says, I had the opportunity to meet one of the architects of the Bush-Iraq war tonight at a local GOP meeting. He is running for Congress in my district. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Eric Rice says, Trump is bold and unpredictable. Other countries weren't willing to F around to find out. Biden is very predictable. He just mumbles and falls asleep. Absolutely. Mike Hill, member message, Hamas needs to be driven out of Ukraine. Let's see. Gene says, our intelligence agencies spend all their time monitoring the American people rather than keeping track of the terrorists in the world. Absolutely. Stephen Brown says, I stand with Christ, our Lord and Savior. Formally says Jimmy Dore is not based. He said he wanted 2A rights taken away because Americans wouldn't use them to bring about his revolution. Yeah, I don't know much about Jimmy Dore. I don't know much about him. Let's see. Trying to look and see where this is at. Chris Summers says, hail, Mr. Cobra. I'll die on the hill with you. Trump 2024. Sith Lord Darth Bong says, hail the Snake Pit and the 199. Hashtag Solo lost money. Let's see. Sacred Clown TV says, been gone a while and I apologize. I also messed up everything with this flag and I apologize for that. Also, I still have it for you. Life got crazy. Bro, don't apologize. Don't apologize. It's all good. It's all good. I'm just happy you're here and I'm glad you're doing well. Israel Hand says, I hope he's working on a solution that doesn't involve funneling more bread to Israel. Let's see. We need to make money, more money moves. Maybe he's the guy. Dirty Jersey says, bro, I was checking out at an Amazon facility as a trucker, and the worker was wearing a MAGA hat and in Staten Island, no less. We're everywhere. 199. Thank you. Appreciate that, brother. That's happy to hear that. Shaka Zulu. Lots of different opinions in chat tonight, but united with one common goal. MAGA. The fellowship is the best. Hail, CobraCast. Hail to all of you in the chat. That's what's up, man. I like that we're having different opinions. I see somebody says Jeremy loves the snake pit. You're damn right. I love the snake pit. The best chat in the history of the internet. A Money Wilson says, tell the neighbors to stop using internet when you stream. Almighty Joe says, I have Spectrum and I can confirm that it's ass. Thanks, chat, for gifting me membership a month ago. Hell yeah. It's Kind of Magic says, I can make it make sense. The left have no principles. They flip when it suits them. Remember when they were against lockdowns, then flipped on it? 100%. Anna Gotten says, read in Trump's voice, YouTube is a big disgrace. Very big indeed. Have you heard they blocked their reproductor if you dare to block their ads? Very sad. I try not to do the Trump impersonations because I don't think I'm good at it, and I think other people are fantastic at it, but I try not to. I'm not good at it. Bedlam 22-2 says, another milestone. 5 months. Greg Phillips, hey Jeremy, hey Jay from the UK. Hey everyone, expect embedded cells of jihadists to activate the largest cities throughout the USA. Be armed. Yeah, I saw Laura Loomer's tweets about that. Pretty concerning. If Jeremy loved the snake pit, he'd check the Discord for once. Hey, I still have notifications on. Can't be everywhere, guys. Come on. I try my best. Ed Bourne says, thanks for talking about all the war stuff without getting angry or picking sides. Most of us feel the same empathy. The mainstream media rhetoric is divisive. Yeah, man. I'm not here to pick a side. I'm not going to. But I mean, I'm just going to give you my take on things. That's really all it comes down to. Isaac becomes a new member of the Snake Pit. Thank you. I know that you got a video, Lost Tales. We are well over on time. I've kept the whole crew here for 3 hours. All of them are here, I think, still, because they are just crushing it. Yeah, the whole crew is still here. Everyone say hello. Everyone.
Hello.
Yo, yo.
Krista sounds tired.
I was like, I'm going to stream tonight. Never mind.
Krista sounds very, very tired.
Hello?
Hello? Hello? Look at that. Tabletop closing in. All right. It's closing in right there. Come on, guys. Can we get tabletop to the big 10K? To the big 10K. Let me get an exact number on how close we are. Let me look it up.
Muppetosis is a serious thing.
Yeah,
Please sub to
it is.
tabletop.
So, okay, we are only 33 subscribers away. Come on. 33 subscribers away. We can do this. I just need 33 of the 1,200 people that have not subscribed to please go subscribe. Come on. 33. Let's be on, like, I want them to have to shout out CobraCast and the 199 and the Snake Pit for getting them over the hump. That's what I want. All right. 30 away. I'm looking at the real-time numbers right here. I'm 30 away. So we'll see if we're able to get that done before we close out CobraCast. Let's see. Let me refresh here. Oh, yeah, we're getting there. We're getting there. We're 15 away. We're 15 away. Let's go. Come on. Oh, we are close. We are close. We are 12 away. 12 away. It's going to happen. We're 12 subscribers away. Oh, Hailstorm says I'll play the Breet video if it doesn't happen. Ha ha! 7 away. 7 away. Geeks and Gamers Tabletop. That's what's up right there. We're going to do it. Oh, look how close we are.
Hey, I see it.
Boom. We're there.
10K.
10K. All right. Round of applause for all of you guys. That's great to see right
awesome.
there.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out to the Snake Pit. CobraCast 199 stepping up. Don't go unsubscribing all of a sudden as soon as this is over. Let them at least stay over 10K until we can get a few more. That's fantastic, though, man. Thank you guys so much. Rudai and the whole team, they've done a great job over there. And yeah, seriously, if you go to the live tab, what? Damn, man, they got a lot going on right here. Just right there. I died. Right there's me in the top there. Jed was on there. Krista was on there. Rakeda.
Just another convenient omission from Fed Rudai.
It's all good. It's all good.
All right,
Seat cover. So instead, you're gonna hide. Even better. Yeah. So somewhere in this room, you gotta find a table.
So yeah, they killed me off there. So there you go. So good stuff, man. I appreciate you guys supporting. That's awesome. I'm sure they're all gonna be excited when they see that they finally hit that milestone. Piano Dean for 10 says, Jeremy, I just turned 53. Looking back on my life, my only regret is fighting that alligator 5 minutes ago. As I slip away, I take comfort that cobras never hurt me. 199. Cobras are friends. Gators suck. Thank you, Piano Dean. And Lying Dogface Pony Soldier with the 199 super sticker. Thank you, brothers. Appreciate it. Hey, man, what a CobraCast. Thank you to the whole crew for being here. Thank you to the whole chat. Amazing stuff. We got Geeks and Gamers Daily tomorrow. And just as a heads up, we're working on some things that are going to improve the quality of the whole experience for Geeks and Gamers. More videos from me, more videos here on CobraCast, more highly edited videos, and then just some standard videos as well. So be on the lookout for that. I'm really excited about the new direction that we're going to be taking. It's a decision I've made, and we're going to be implementing some things, and you'll see that over the next few weeks. So it ultimately, what you need to know is that it means more content for all of you. More videos, and obviously same amount of live streamings. We already have a lot of live streams, but I need to make more videos. That's really the bottom line. And your support means I'm able to pay for all of this. And so I really do appreciate it. Everybody involved appreciates it. So I'm looking forward to the future is very bright. And it's good stuff. So yeah, man, you need to step up. I know. I 100% know. So thank you guys so much. Other than that, I think we're going to leave you with some Sabaton. Krista, got anything going on?
I have a stream this Wednesday.
Speak up a little bit.
Gamers Life. Huh?
Speak up a little bit.
Oh, sorry. I have a stream this Wednesday on Geeks Gamers Life. I'm going to be baking some fall October. I'm so tired. Things.
Thank you, Krista. Thank you. Go to bed, Krista. Go to bed. Okay. Jay Hailstorm.
I'm probably streaming Lords of the Fallen on Friday.
Okay.
On Kick.
On Kick. Go follow Jay Hailstorm over on Kick. Hollywood Scholar.
Yo, you can all follow me, Hollywood Scholar, on YouTube and Kick. I am pushing my way through Assassin's Creed Mirage. God, it's awful. So if you want to see me torture myself, check out Hollywood Scholar, YouTube and Kick.
There we go. There we go. Eric K.
I got nothing other than Lots of modding.
Eric K's the man. We appreciate him. I'll see you tomorrow for Geeks and Gamers Daily. And then Tuesday night's main event. Should be a fun one. I love you guys. I appreciate it. And again, a big happy anniversary to Willie Will and his lovely wife. Look at that. As I said that, he said, cried myself to sleep and wake up the best place in the world. Thank you very much. That's just nice, man. Appreciate that, Willie Will. Man, but seriously, happy for you, brother. Hope you have a good night, and we're here for you as always, as we are for everybody. And you guys are the best chat on the internet. I wouldn't change anything about it. I wouldn't trade this chat for any chat on the internet. And there we go. So you guys have a good night, and I'm gonna leave you all with some Sabaton. Here we go. David just became a new member as we're closing it out. Thank you, David. Have a good night. And you know I'll see you on the other side of the Sabaton video as I always do. So see you in a few. All right, everybody. Thank you so much once again. Best chat on the internet. I'll see you tomorrow for Geeks and Gamers Daily. I love you all. I appreciate you all. And we will talk to all of you later. Bye, everyone.